Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody, and welcome back. Ice cold brew in mine. Frida, me too. I've got iced coffee and I also have a tea. Oh, and I have my Adderall. Sorry, one sec. Well, it's not Adderall, I just call it that, but just pretend that this is like not a thing. Just briefly look at my Patreon page here. Good. I don't know if that's something weird to put on video, so I paused the video for that. Good morning! Hi everyone. Welcome. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Come on in. Take your shoes off, you know, the whole shebang. Good morning. If you're new here, hello, I am Laura. This is the Last Minute Laura channel. We get together on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to hang out and chat and have our tea and talk about plants and animals and crafting and handmade things and crochet and knitting and natural dye and mending and bushcraft and homesteading and all the things that are joyful and cottagecore vibes. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely stick around, subscribe, like the video. And if that's not something you're interested in, you can still stay if you want, it just might not be entertaining for you, so that's that. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 8 a.m. Eastern until 10 a.m. Eastern we hang out, and then once a week I put out a tutorial or a vlog, and for the summer it's probably going to be mostly vlogs. Maybe there'll be a tutorial somewhere in there, but it's mostly vlogs right now, because I am planning a wedding, and by planning I mean mostly I'm just hanging out in the garden a lot, which I think is great, but it's not technically planning a wedding, but on my, in my thing, it's planning a wedding, because I need flowers for my wedding, right? Oh, also this is tape that's covering my webcam on my computer. I guess I can rip that top part off. Chicken apron tutorial. Yes, Laura, that's not a bad idea. There's quite a few things that are actually on my list that I want to do tutorials for, but also Anyway, basically that's how I feel about it. I want to, but not right now. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Frida. Good morning, Dina. Good morning, Karen. Nice to see you. Hey, AJ. Good morning. And who else? Anybody else here in the chat yet? As you guys come into the chat, let me know you're here so I can say hello to you. And yeah, oh, hello. That's nice. I showered yesterday morning and my hair was curly yesterday, but then I slept on it and this is what we've got now. That's not a girl. Okay. Anywho, I'm having an iced coffee because I don't know why I was feeling like an iced coffee today, because it's gonna be so hot today. Hot and humid. Also, yesterday I filmed a vlog, hence the title. I filmed a vlog yesterday. And in the vlog, I picked Good Morning, Dave on a Rave. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Me. I yesterday picked a lot of mint. I picked all my mint. I mean, there's no way to pick all of your mint ever because mint is a weed and it's going to come back. But I did pick all of my mint and I bundled up the pretty bundles together into like little flower bouquets, and I hung them upside down to dry in the kitchen. But with the remainder, the leaves that I pulled off, this is what's remaining. This is all my different flavors of mint. So I've got chocolate mint, creeping mint, peppermint, chocolate mint, creeping mint, peppermint, spearmint, mojito mint, wild mint. Did I say chocolate mint? Probably I said it already. Anyway, those are all of the different mints that I've got, and they're all in here, looking rather minty. Lovely, smells great. I haven't decided how I'm going to deal with this mint yet. I haven't exactly figured it out. Good morning, Sid. Nice to see you this morning. Wow, that's a lot of mint tea. I know, right? And that's just the first minted Laura. Exactly. Mint. But that's just the first harvest. And Frida, probably like how many times will I be able to do that this summer? Probably like once a week. Once every 2 weeks I'll probably do it because I want to like have it be big and lush. But once every 2 weeks for all of summer, I should have enough mint tea to get me through the winter for sure. I don't think I'll need to buy any mint tea this winter. I also did my first chamomile harvest. Do you want to see that? I've got my chamomile too. I picked all of the open flowers that I have right now. And I haven't set any of this stuff out to dry yet. I just picked it last night. So I like to give everything a day of just sitting in its basket for anything living inside of it to crawl away. So these things were outside overnight so that anything living in there had the opportunity to leave, because I don't wash these things for tea. We live in a place where we're not getting sprayed with anything, and we don't spray our pets. We don't spray for pests. So there is no chemical stuff on any of our plants. There's only dirt and bugs, which if you're not used to that, super weird. If you're used to that, it's not super weird. So I just leave anything I'm harvesting that is going to get dried and saved, I leave it outside for a night, and that lets all the bugs crawl off of it, and that way I don't have to worry about there being bugs on my dryer stuff. Although this stuff is also going to dehydrate not in a dehydrator, it's just going to dehydrate air dry, which for that reason I don't really need to worry about the bugs anyway. They'll have tons of time to leave. Good morning, Beauty. And Karen, any chicks yet, hun? Not yet. They're due on Sunday, so we might see a couple come on Saturday, but no, we won't see the whole thing happen until Sunday. This is really attractive, Laura. This is really catching my eye. Can it hide? Can you hide behind some other hair? That'd be great. It really looked cute yesterday. I had like straight up curly hair. Like there were like actual, look at this thing, used to be a ringlet yesterday. Anyway, I usually wash and freeze my mint leaves. Oh, that's interesting. I just like to dry them because they crumble into like powder once they're dry, and I love that for me. They fit into a way smaller space. Usual question, how's the dog? Dave, I totally got that. Millicent's great. She got to go to a party yesterday and had a blast. That's so nice. A dog party. Sure, she stole some salmon and cake too. Well, oh, I got a new bullet journal also, friends. Look, because my daily planner bullet journal got filled up. And for my patrons this week, I have a cool thing that's coming. So in the vlog, I have a recipe that is like a garden stuff recipe that I made. And I made a bullet journal spread for the recipe, so people who are patrons will get the actual like document recipe that I used for the thing. And I'm using my book in the vlog, so I think it'll be kind of fun. I went to a party with way too many people yesterday. I kept in the background and was scared and left early, but scary. Also, my niece graduated. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Frida's niece. Salmon and cake, or salmon cakes, like little fish cakes, or both. Salmon cakes, and actual cakes. I'd be down for all three of those in various forms. I love fish and I love baked goods. So, yesterday we got rain, finally. Also, the garden tour for the vlog may be a little bit disjointed and a little bit awkward because my dad came over yesterday and he hasn't seen our garden at all yet. Like, this was the first time he's come over this spring since the snow melted, and he was coming to, it doesn't matter, but he came over to do a thing, and when he came over, I showed him all of the gardens and like walked him through them and pointed out the plants and stuff. So then when I was filming the garden tour, I was like, did I show you this already? Like, in the vlog, you're gonna see me multiple times be like, I might have already said this. No, I didn't, Laura. You said it to Dad. So, note to self, do not provide garden tours on the same day that you're filming a garden tour, or else you will inevitably miss something or say things twice. So there's a possibility I missed some plants yesterday. But our kale is banging. Our kale looks amazing. I'm actually so excited about the kale now because I made salad yesterday again, and I picked all of this fresh kale. I washed it because it was sandy, and then I put some sea salt and regular salt over the kale and then like mooshed it in. I massaged the kale for like 30 seconds with the salt, rinsed the salt off, and it was good. It was like like obviously it's not lettuce, but it wasn't bitter. Like the rubbing it with salt, I know that's like adding salt to something you don't need to add salt to, but I rinsed it off after, so I doubt that there's like that much extra salt added. And it was really good. Like, it was a really good, I made this like awesome salad. It was like kale. It was all, first of all, every time I say kale now, what I actually mean is kale, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, collard greens, That's what and nasturtium and radishes. When I say kale now, it's all of those, because kale now is what I'm calling salad greens, because mostly I'm growing kale, but I have other things. So when I say I picked kale, I mean I picked anything that is green to eat as a salad, basically. But I picked some dandelion from the yard. I picked some broadleaf and some narrowleaf plantain from the yard. I got a couple more violet blossoms, some nasturtium blossoms. Like, it was like a summer salad. It was very good. Also, Candace, I included some of your homemade pickles in the salad because I don't know, I was making the salad and then I saw them in the fridge and I was like, I'm going to add pickles. I like pickles. Yeah, salt tends to neutralize the compounds in the greens that make them bitter. It also removed a whole bunch of chlorophyll. Like, obviously you couldn't tell on the leaves, but the water that they were sitting in was like bright, dark green. Like, I'm talking like this color green is the color that the water was. Speaking of which, Thunder, you want a treat? Candace brought these for you. Auntie Candace brought those, yeah. Auntie Candy! Auntie Candy brought you candy. He took my yarn with me. He's not going to eat that. He doesn't eat those. He used to eat them, but ever since his teeth have gotten worse, don't worry, he's going to the dentist this summer, but ever since his teeth have gotten worse, he just takes them because he accepts it as a treat and as something kind of like nice, and then he buries it in his blanket. See, I'll show you. I'll move this so he doesn't know that we're watching him, but he buries it with his nose. And when he goes to bed tonight, he'll come get it, bring it into bed, and then bury it in the bed. He can't have anybody else have it, but he needs it to just not be looking at. He doesn't want to look at it, but he wants it. It's his. I wonder what he'll do if I give him a second one. Will he also bury that one? It doesn't matter. He'll eventually, I'll break it apart and he'll eat it, but of course, that happened. I now have mint all over me. One sec. Doggos are too cute. They are, and so special. They're just a special, silly group of animals. Look, he thinks that this might be food that I just dropped, and he was like, maybe she'll let me know. Look, there, he's burying it again. Gotta bury it, or else the cat will come take it from you. Thunder, you want another treat? You want another one? Here. Yeah. Oh my god, another one for me? Here you go. Here. You gotta take it. You can have it. It's for you. But I already have one, Mom. Here, it's a treat. Here you go. Oh, there you go. That's all. Anyway, Dave, really, no, I don't think so, but we were not all there at the same time. And yeah, typically my sister, well, we won't get sick. At least all the older people are vaccinated. I mean, that's good that everyone was vaccinated. Yes, also yesterday we wore masks when my dad was over, and also we are all vaccinated. So I'm still wearing a mask around my parents until I don't feel afraid and until I'm fully vaccinated. So I'm half vaccinated, my parents are half vaccinated, but my parents might be getting their second dose pushed up, which is awesome because Ontario has finally decided to vaccinate people. So now people are getting caught up on their shots. But yeah, my parents are half and I'm half, so we're still wearing masks because I don't want to accidentally kill them. That would be really awful. Anyway, the salt was a good choice in the salad. I also, in this salad, there was rice and tuna and a fried egg and lots of good stuff. Welcome to the Thunder Show. Yes. Oh gosh, there's a second one. I must hide this. It has to get hidden. Maybe maybe this one I'll eat. No, I have to bury it also. Decided to play some Pokemon Yellow. My bear does not want to wake up today, and it's hot and humid. Yuck. It's not hot and humid here yet, but it's gonna be. Protein galore. Well, Dave, I was thinking about what kind of salad I wanted to make, and I was like, I even said it in the vlog, do I want tuna or do I want egg salad? Egg salad or tuna salad? And then I realized in my dressing I had sesame seeds and soy sauce, and I was like, welp, now it's an Asian-inspired salad. I can put tuna and an egg. And so I did. And it worked perfectly fine. And I used a homemade dressing recipe, which really is the same as everybody's homemade dressing recipe. It's like mustard and oil and vinegar. and other stuff, but like that's the main thing. It was very good. Double checking that nobody will be able to access his thing. Thunder, Thunder, nobody's gonna take it, buddy. It's okay. Nobody's gonna take it. I promise. It's just for you. Thunder, bang, bang. Thunder, hey, bang, bang. Well, let's just lie down. Come on. Bang. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Speak. Speak. What? What's wrong? Speak. 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 Oh. Speak. 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 Yeah, he's a good boy. High five. High five. I can't. Somebody's gonna take my toothbrushes. High five. High five. High five. Come here, high five. Oh my gosh, the anxiety. He can't. Somebody's gonna take his toothbrushes. Oh my god, he's so precious. Somebody might take his toothbrushes that he doesn't want. He's like a toddler. Someone will take his toy that he doesn't want. Oh. Hold on, is that? Look, he's chewing it. Yay! He's brushing his teeth, you guys. Oh, he's such a good boy. You're a good boy. Well, that's awesome. He literally hasn't done that in months. I have to break it up into tiny pieces, like as if it's a treat. Great, that's awesome. Look, Candace, you're brushing my dog's teeth. Interesting. Oh my god, nom, 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 nom. God, I love how they hold it in their little toes. I love how this has literally just become, look at my dog in the corner of the screen. Here you go. If you need some Chihuahua content, please engage. He is a good boy. He's a very good boy. I'll send the dental bill later. Oh my god, yeah. More like I'll send the dental bill. I'd love to send all of you guys the dental bill. Please, please enjoy the dental bill. It's gonna be like $1,700. Oh my god, he looks like a fruit bat. Who cares about whatever this stream was about? Watch my dog eat a chew toy and enjoy. Does he floss too? Lol. No, but he'll eat hair. Does that count? Because he'll eat hair. He'll eat anything. He's a Chihuahua. His brain is very small. It's very big in relation to his head, but his actual brain is chicken-like. I know it cost me about $1,500 to take 13. Oh god, really? Because I'm hoping we don't need to take 13 teeth out of him, but I'm imagining all the little ones at the front and all the top ones at the front, those ones are going to come out. Because he's already, he lost one of his main front teeth. Like, they don't have teeth like us, but you know, they have the canine on the top and the bottom. Those teeth are healthy for Thunder, but the teeth in between them on the top and bottom are not healthy. He's lost a couple of teeth. One he lost when my mom and my sister both got puppies. My mom and dad got a standard poodle puppy, and then my sister and her husband got a Cocker Spaniel puppy, and those two puppies were like babies at the same time, but they were growing fast, and Thunder doesn't grow. He's very small. And like, I can't say he fought. He does a thing when he's, like, very nervous with a dog coming up to his face where he snaps, right? Like, he'll go like, "Rawr!" Well, it was a puppy, so the puppy was consistently engaging with him, and he bit the puppy's collar, and since it got caught on the dog's collar instead of on, like, his scruff, it caught his tooth and pulled out one of his teeth. So, that was his first broken tooth, and then his second broken tooth happened in the wild, like between times when I was looking at his teeth, something had happened, and he has one that's broken in half on his lower jaw, and then one missing from his upper jaw. And yeah, I'm sure they don't feel good, Sid. I can clean the back teeth, no problem. He lets me scrape off any tartar. He lets me brush his teeth in the back, but the front ones are sore now. This is really good that he's grabbing it and biting with the front, because that's not typically how he does now. Like, he'll bite with the canines and his back teeth, but he tends to avoid doing like finicky work with his front teeth. So I imagine they're probably going to remove all of them because they're very crowded. For those of you that don't know, dogs are wolves, and they have a certain number of teeth that are a certain size. When you breed a wolf down over hundreds of generations to create... What whatever this is. The teeth, they do get smaller, but they don't get smaller fast enough for the genetics, so they're crowded. They're just too close together. And because dogs no longer have fleas, those small teeth they're there in wolves, and they're shaped the way they are. They're shaped like jagged so that they can bite their fur and pull out bugs, like pull out ticks and pull out like fleas. That's why they've got those little teeth. They're kind of like a flea comb, because they're not useful for anything else for dogs. Like if it was just for eating, they wouldn't even have them. It doesn't make sense. They only use those other ones. So it's for finicky work that they have those front teeth. And that would be how they would floss them. That's how they would keep them clean, right? Because they're literally like brushing their hair with their teeth. Thunder doesn't do that, obviously. So his teeth just are crowded with nothing to clean in between them. Literally flossing is the problem. That's the funny thing, Candace. But yeah, therefore his crowded teeth are kind of on angles rather than them being lined up like this. They're all kind of like this or like this or like that. Like they're all sort of mashed in there, which means tartar builds up and it's sore, so I can't scratch them off because they're so little. The teeth are so small in the front of his mouth that like the toothbrush, when I'm brushing his teeth, the toothbrush is the full length of all 5 of the teeth. I can't like address any situation. So it got bad and now he needs to have a few teeth removed. Do you have a piece that's caught in the back of your mouth there? Isn't that what it looked like? He was like, no. Anyway. Yeah, he for sure has a piece stuck in his back teeth now. I made a blackberry jam. Oh, cool. That's awesome, Oracle. That's okay that you missed the call. That was a fun call, though. If you guys are interested, Sid has been organizing some... Did you take the second one? I don't care. He's going to be fine. He's already super fat. He'll be fine. I'm not sure there was a call. I'm not sure there was a call or I missed again. There was a call from... I don't know. What time did I show up? 4 o'clock? I was there from 4 till 5:30. And then I had to film the evening garden tour. Yeah, the vet said his front teeth are bad. I don't have any reason to pretend like that's not true. His teeth are... He's a Chihuahua. He's 10, 9, 10, 11. I just went to the vet, Laura. Come on, how old is he? Anyway, he's 9, 10, or 11. And his teeth are bad. His front teeth are bad. His back teeth are fine. He won't have to have any of the big stuff removed. They'll just clean those ones. Everything from the back of his jaw to the canine will be okay on the top and bottom. There's no like damage or anything, but the front, middle, the teeth between his canines on the front and bottom, I'm imagining they'll take all of it out, which honestly, sorry Thunder, that's gonna suck. He'll be completely out of pain, which I'm grateful for, and also his tongue will probably stick out. You know? And Laura was walking about, Alex was cutting my hair and did an amazing job with it. Oh, well, that was a dream for sure. I can tell you that because Alex has cut my hair. And Laura was walking about and I saw your house and it was really nice and stuff. That's cool. I wonder if you did one of those, what's that called? Astral projecting. I got a sand shrew. What's a sand shrew? Oh, a Pokemon. Okay, I thought you meant like literally. And I was like, what's that? Do you have a new pet? Also, can I just tell you something really cute that happened yesterday? Alex and I were, where were we standing? We weren't outside, but Alex came up to me wherever I was and he was like, thank you for having us have chickens. And I was like, what? Like, thank you. And he was like, I really like them. I never knew I would. Thank you for getting us to have chickens. And I was like, I love you so much. So, okay, cool, thanks. I guess Mercury's not in retrograde anymore, by the way, because it is, I guess, but it's not. I'm happy now. Everything, that was nice. It was a good communicative evening yesterday. Oh, so sweet. I know, because, like, I know he likes them. You know what I mean, Sid? Like, I know Alex likes the chickens, but having him have a thought in his head about the chickens and then deciding to tell me that thought, like, that's a separate process for Alex. Like, that's a whole separate thing. Alex liking something, I can see it on him. Alex deciding in his head that he likes something, acknowledging he likes it, and then saying it out loud, that's, like, like, we've had chickens for a year, and it took till now for him to vocalize. Like, we've had chickens over a year, and he now has vocalized, thank you for getting us to have chickens, I like them. I know he did, because again, I know my partner, but he was able to, he knows he likes them, you know what I mean? And it was a good thing. So he wants more that are like Sweet Pea, is what he said. He's like, I would like more angry little fluffers like Sweet Pea. The Canadian countryside was so dramatically beautiful. The Canadian countryside is dramatically beautiful. I get those sentences from Ola from time to time too. I think it makes it mean more, because like I say things like that to Alex all the time, like, thank you for, like, I am vocal with my thank yous and my pleases and my love, right? Like, because I am did you know I talk a lot? Alex isn't, so it's kind of that thing. Hooray for Alex communicating the thing. Totally. Cute dream though, Oracle, totally. Someday you should come. Oh god, I gotta share this cactus cat I found on Pinterest yesterday. I'm ready. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is a bad idea if you don't want to waste time, but a great idea if you do want to waste time. Oh, also, V has been showing off her garden on the Discord, and what was it that I wanted to say? Somebody else showed a tree. I was talking about this in the Discord yesterday. Hold on, I have to find it. I think it was Missy. I gotta find it. Oh my god, that bunny jumping, so cute. Frida, you and Ola are so cute. Okay, hold on, I can find it. I saw it. Somebody posted a picture of a tree that they have, and I was like, I also have that tree. What is that tree? It is some kind of willow. Oh my god, Oracle, you in your little heather suit, so cute. Pets and animals? No, where would it have gone? I feel like it would have been in the live stream discussion. We don't have a plant channel in here yet. Oh my god, also that's so exciting. V, Valentine. If it had an E, it would be Valentine. I'm gonna say it's Valentine. Your alocasia? No. Colocasia. Your elephant ear, whatever that thing is, the big plant. I'm excited for your extra thing in it. Also, beautiful petunia, the galaxy one. Lovely. Somebody had the same willow tree that I have, and I wanted to remember what it's called. When you said chicken aprons, Laura, when you said chicken apron, I thought you meant egg collecting apron. You meant aprons for the chickens. Yes, I need those. Because Alex and I have been talking about it, and I'm not ready to not have our rooster. I love our rooster very much, but his spurs are getting very long and very hard. And also his spurs, he weighs a lot. Like our rooster is probably 20 pounds. Genuinely, he's probably 20. Oh, a cactus. A cactus. That's very cute, Sid. It's a cat, but also a cactus. That's very cute. Ah, there it is. Okay, there. So look at this one. Hold on. Yes, the flamingo willow. I have that. My big decorative willow tree. I just refer to it as the decorative willow, Louisa, and we have that, and it's big, and we have a big one. Like I cut it back last year. I probably cut back 60% of the tree, and I cut all of the like the baby canes that were coming out. I should actually drink my hot tea because it's gonna get cold quicker than my cold coffee is gonna get hot. That makes sense. Anyway, that flamingo willow, I was immediately like, I want one. Like, wouldn't a cat that's a plant be the cutest damn thing in the whole world? I feel like you could get a chia pet, but can you imagine if you could have a cat that was in a plant pot so it couldn't get away from you when you wanted to hold it? Although I don't have that problem anymore. Peekaboo doesn't run away from me. She's too fat. She just squats lower if she doesn't want to be picked up. So now when I go up to her and I say hello, if she squats lower, I'm like, you can stay on the couch. If she doesn't squat lower, I'm like, that is an accept. You have accepted me picking you up and loving you. Anyway, though, my willow tree, our willow tree, it's little, but it's not as big as a weeping willow or anything. Like, it's not a huge tree, but it's big enough that we can get married under it. So in the end of summer, when those long new branches start trailing down, we're getting married under that willow. So Louisa, you'll see in our wedding a fancy schmick. Actually, you'll see it in this week's vlog because I mentioned it. Somebody posted in the Discord, I have that willow, so you'll see it. I put up the pic of Ola and me from yesterday, 14 years after the first pic. Let's have a look. Oh my god, you guys. Ola, you look so happy in that photo. He's literally crossing his arms and not smiling. But also cute. But anyway, we picked where we're getting married in the backyard, and I think I show you in the vlog that's coming out where specifically in the backyard we're gonna get married, because it's got like this really pretty garden surrounding it, and my scalp is itchy right underneath my hair elastic. I can't find any hair elastics, so I'm using a scrunchie and looking like I'm 5 years old. Also, recently discovered that I don't have to brush my baby hair and my split end hairs into my ponytail, and it has changed my life. I'm aware that it makes me look like I'm going bald, but it isn't that. It's just that I'm brushing them down instead of up, and now there's less frizz. So come at me. I've been having the same issue with my scalp. I'm not cool with it. Although I will say, I've got to tell you, Drunk Elephant, the serum that I'm using from Drunk Elephant, I'm not even uncomfortable coming this close to the camera. That's how much it's improving my skin. Look at the texture. Like, I have a highlight on, right? So I have more texture in my skin, but you can see the texture is not offensive. It's like very mild. Usually here, this whole area is like pocketed with like the pores that I have, but to me, this is like a huge improvement on my skin. So I'm cool with it. He has a great smile, but it doesn't stick in pictures. Yeah, I understand that. There's a lot of people like that, where you're like, they have such a beautiful... My older brother's like that. He has a smile that when you see him smile, you smile, because he's like, his smile is like a laugh. Like when he's smiling, it's like it includes his joy. And in all pictures, he's like it's just an awkward, it's not accurate. So you see the pictures and you're, drink the hot tea. So you see pictures and you're like, whatever, but you see him smile and you have to laugh along, because it's like a genuine, you can't get his golden smile in photos because it only comes out in a golden moment. Do you know what I mean? My brother has a very good smile in conversation. Although maybe that made me sound a little bit like narcissistic, because everyone says that I look like my brother if he had a wig on. Or he looks like me if I had my head shaved. No, I would look like him. He's older. My brother and I are the most alike looking out of all of us, even though we don't have the closest relationship. Like, obviously we're close, we're brother and sister, but I mean, like, I would say my sisters and I have a different relationship than my brother and I, because my brother is older and he was the first boy and all that. So I don't know why I'm trying to explain my relationship with my brother. Why would that come out? Because I was talking about his smile. Anyway, my brother and I look the most alike out of all 4 kids. And then my little sister looks the least alike out of all 4 kids. Millicent is in there between us too. You can see her tail. Oh, your baby. By the way, what's this with only 5 likes? I would really appreciate if you guys could click real quick, just over wherever it is, just the like button. Click it. That would be really appreciate. Love. Thank you. Appreciate. Okay, so what else happened yesterday? I did a recipe, I collected beautiful eggs, which I'm going to show you. Finally, our eggs have regained. We have had a dramatic event going on the farm behind the scenes that I can't tell you about yet because I don't know how to vocalize it in a way that it won't have me destroyed. So I'm just leaving it out. But we had an event that happened, and we are currently on the other end of that event now. So the chickens are... back to normal from what the event happened. So we're getting regular amounts of eggs again, which is good. We had like 5 days or 6 days where we got like 4 eggs a day, which we have lots of laying hens. So that was, the event obviously stressed them because they all stopped laying for like multiple days. I was supposed to have 6 dozen eggs for tomorrow for a customer. And there's literally I have 2 dozen eggs for the whole week. And I was expecting to have like 8 dozen eggs. So that tells you like where our egg production went for a week. But yesterday we had our normal regular amount. So all 3 white layers laid their eggs, which is great. Let me put them who goes who. I just put them in as I washed them last night. So Daisy, Rosie, and Fern all laid eggs yesterday. Clementine laid an egg yesterday. Who else lays our dark egg? Bluebell laid an egg yesterday. A mysterious dark layer laid an egg yesterday, so I have to figure out who laid a darker egg than normal. Diane laid her egg yesterday. Buttercup laid her egg yesterday. Sunflower laid her... Sunflower laid her egg, and so did Marigold. So we got 10 eggs yesterday, which is, like, that's better. That's better than 4. Especially because, like, anyway, I'll explain it when I'm ready to talk about it. But for now, that's good. We're getting eggs again, which is great. The one I have on my lock screen. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, babies. Look at her sweater. There you go. There's a nice smile. What a babe. So cute. Thank you for sharing that, Frida. For those of you that are like, where is Laura looking at these photos? You should join the Discord. You can get access to all of the Patreon. Nope. You should get access. Join the Patreon and you'll get access to the Discord. Wow, all of these words didn't exist 10 years ago. Patreon is a subscription program. Basically, you pay $2 a month. The $2 a month, most of that goes to me. Some of it goes to Patreon itself. Those monies go towards me having an income and producing videos, and it's basically like you supporting me as an artist. So if you'd like to do that, please do. But those $2 a month gets you access to this private Discord where you can chat with all of the people in the live stream. You can upload photos, you can upload your projects, you can ask questions, that sort of, it's a community. It's supposed to be where our community is located. And also you get access to all of my bullet journal spreads. So this week's bullet journal spread is going to be a recipe that is going to be included in the vlog. So patrons will get the recipe. Everybody else will have to watch the vlog to understand the recipe. So join the Patreons, $2 a month. Link is in the description. And then I'll see your dog too. Justine, hey there, Justine. Kligo, cool last name, Justine Kligo. Like Klingon, except it's missing 2 N's. If you had 2 more N's in your name, it would be Justine Klingon. Anyway, hi, I used your tutorial for a hexagon sweater, sent you photos on Twitter and Insta. I haven't seen. To be fair to you, I am very unreliable with social media communication because it stresses me out. That being said, I'll check right now. Are you Baba? Let's see. I have, nope, that's not Baba. Nope, I don't have anything. Oh, maybe you tagged me in it, not sent it to me on Instagram. Let's have a look if I'm tagged in anything. Nope, not on Instagram. I don't have it on Instagram. Let me check in Twitter. I don't do Twitter good. I also don't do English good, clearly. But I'm not great with, nope, I don't have any mentions on Twitter. Ah, yes I do. Nope, that's from 2020. I don't have anything on Twitter. Send it to me on Instagram and I will check it, happily. Last Minute Laura on Instagram is not me. I'm Last Minute Laura _official, just in case you know. Last Minute Laura doesn't want to give me it. I never got Twitter. I got Twitter. Oh, you mean like I never got it? I got a Twitter. I repost all my Instagrams on there, but I don't. That's the first thing I thought too, Candace. I don't tweet. Like I don't think things and then share them on Twitter. You know, because I don't understand it. I don't understand yelling into the void. But maybe it's because people yell into the void, except they yell it at me, and so now I'm just like, I don't care. Twitter DMs. Okay, how do you access Twitter DMs? I'm old, apparently, because I don't have that. Is it in my notifications where the bell is? Doesn't look like it. Let's see. Is there like a DMs location? I'm an old person who doesn't know. Also, Amber Alert, if you're in the Ontario area and you see a 11-month-old with a 70-year-old, so far no updates on that. Woke me up at 4 in the morning, made me feel stressed for a child. I mean, I'm glad they give them. I'm glad they do the Amber Alerts, but also it gives me stress because I worry about a baby now. I opened Twitter for an art project kind of thing, just a poetry thing, but I stopped using it in 2017 because the election made it the whole site go to hell. It is a hellscape, honestly. I go there for hellscape. Like when I want to like see what the world is angry about, it's Twitter that I go to. It's not, yeah, anyway. I don't know how to access my Twitter DMs. That sounds really stupid when I say it out loud, but I don't. There isn't a notification that says you have a DM, so I don't. Gosh, I just showed how millennial I really am. I have mentions. My last mention before somebody posted about a sweater is Frida saying, I got my special delivery from Canada, my favorite chapstick and hand-dyed yarn. So cute. Anyway, I don't understand. Scary and sad. Poor, poor parents. Yeah, and also the person who took the kid wasn't a family member. They don't know who it was, and the kid has medical issues. It's like an infant who needs a feeding tube. Like, it's very scary. Don't abduct children. Unless it wasn't clear already. Yeah, Twitter is legit dumpster fire at this point. But when you want a dumpster fire, you know what I mean? Like, you go through Instagram and you get, like, random fun and sometimes random crap. But on Twitter, you know what you're getting. You can go there for a fire, a dumpster fire. Okay, so I have other things going on. One of which, our dinner plate dahlia bloomed, which is awesome. We had major thunderstorms last night and I'm just now getting up. Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Our rain stopped way early. It was supposed to go all day yesterday, but it went the whole night before, so our garden has exploded. There are like 1 million more marigolds than there were before. I've resent them. I've had to resend them now. Okay, let's have a look. I'm sorry, Justine. I'm just a special kind of person. I still don't have a notification on Twitter. Am I in the right Twitter? I am in the right Twitter. Let's check Instagram again. Because I understand Instagram. Nope. Ooh! Pfizer is now available to people 12 years and older. That's awesome. Get it. I have a specific hate for Insta because they don't let you browse without logging in. I don't like Insta because they make you feel bad about yourself if you go on there for too long. So I just don't go on there for too long anymore, which is why my Instagram is not getting as many posts as it used to. So sorry. If you want to know my updates, you gotta come watch the stream. Did I show you my chamomile yet? Look at all my chamomile. That's like a whole little basket full of chamomile. It smells amazing. Should I do chamomile mint tea? Oh, also, yesterday on the vlog, I taste tested the lilac sugar that we made last week for the vlog, and you guys, somehow, even though lilac, excuse me, even though lilac is a fat-soluble terpene, flavonoid, I can't remember the terms. I read them like 2 weeks ago. I go to your Instagram for yarn content. Yeah. I want well, you gotta be 12 years old and you gotta come to Canada. It does smell lovely, totally Frida. But the lilac sugar, even though it is technically the flavonoid / terpene, I can't remember which one is the correct word, the part that makes it smell like lilac is only, not dissolvable, it's only suspendable in fat. It needs to be in a fat. It doesn't work in water or alcohol. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of something else that has a terpene, and the only thing that comes to my brain is cannabis. Cannabis is fat and alcohol mixable, but not water, so you can't like mix it into water and drink it and expect anything to happen. Obviously something might still happen, but you know. But anyway, lilac is fat soluble, so I did it in sugar, but sugar isn't a fat, obviously, and it tastes like lilac. I did it in my tea yesterday for the vlog, and it was wonderful. Oh, jealous. My chamomile is just about to try flowering, but they are all still tiny babies. Ours, I cut all the flowers off of, well, I didn't cut, I plucked them off of all of the baby plants as well, Sid, because a bunch of our baby plants are like one stick with 10 flowers on it. So I just cut back all 10 of the flowers and then like popped them off of the branch so that the plant will bush out more. They're just starting. This is like not a real harvest. It was all of the first blooms. That way I will hopefully get bigger plants later. On Instagram, I mean, Twitter DMs are in your messages. Okay, but because we haven't had a conversation before and it's new, you'll have to accept it to see it. It's at the top of the messages. All right. Thank you, daughter. You're my daughter. Did you know? You have to be, because apparently I've turned into a mom. No offense to those of you who are moms and don't know how to use message requests. Okay, hold on. Accept. Made using your tutorial. You accepted the request. I don't see a photo, though. I only see, I found you, but it only is text. See? There's no photo there. It's just you saying, here's the picture of the front, but there's no photos in there yet. Oh, trust me, that's an amazing harvest for your first yield. No, it totally is. It's a great harvest. I'm very happy about it. I'm just saying this isn't a real harvest. It was just the cut everything back so that it'll push out way more new growth harvest. The next harvest will probably be triple that, because that was just the initial cut off all the baby blossoms off of all the plants. So I'm very excited for chamomile this year. I don't know if I've mentioned it. Chamomile and kale are like my signature move this year. There's a lot of both of those things. Also, my first zinnia bloomed. You guys get to see that in the vlog tomorrow, which is so exciting. My lilac just started and my azalea. Frida, someone in our town, we live in a little town on the side of a mountain, and someone in our town, a lot of the people who live on the side of the mountain are like old people who've lived there for 50 years and they've made those houses literally perfect for them. So when you drive by, you're like, wow, that must be a millionaire. But really, it's just someone who's been living there forever and has perfectly customized their side of the mountain house. Because our mountain is covered in trees, though, those houses, it's like a house and then a mountain slope and then the road. Those mountain slopes are all shaded by the forest, so they're all shade gardens. There's tons of like beautiful hosta varieties. They always have tulips in the spring before the trees fill out all the shade. It's amazing. It's like amazing. This place looks like it's full of like rich, affluent, old money people, but really it's just old people who've been there a very long time and perfectly customized their homes. However, what I'm trying to say is there's someone on this road. One person has a wisteria that's got to be 100 years old because it climbs sideways along a rock fence, a rock wall, I should say. Like, these houses are old to the point that some of them have, instead of fences, like 2-foot tall rock walls around their property. Like, they're 100-year-old houses, a lot of the cases. But they have wisteria growing along it, fully in bloom somehow. Ours is just about to bloom. It hasn't started. But there's one a couple streets over. You don't know where I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. Rhododendron. Somebody has a rhododendron, and it is the whole, like, they have like a garden in front of their house, and it's like the whole garden has a rhododendron. So they have like flowers and stuff, but there's like this tree that branches out on both sides, and it's covered in flowers like this big right now. And it made me think of you. They were pinkish, like fuchsia. Like, they weren't true pink. They're beautiful though, and made me think of you. So I saw a rhododendron and it was big. I want my house to be the one with the big azaleas and rhododendrons. I mean, now I'm wondering if it was an azalea. Love that name. Oh, by the way, Alex and I have been talking. Oh, Alex named one of the chicks. Do you guys want to hear what he named it? Or do you want to wait till the vlog? Because he named it, and I said, you can name it anything you want. And then he named it, and I was like, that's the name? That's not even a girl's name. Not that it matters. I know gender specific is a chicken. It's not going to reply. But, like, I have a theme, and he fully just was like, I don't care about your theme. Here is my name. And I was like, okay, thanks. No, it was a rhododendron. It wasn't an azalea. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Good morning. Sid, oh, well, yes. It was pretty magical. This road where these people live, it's like a lot of rock gardens because it's on the side of a mountain. So they have like boulders brought in, or maybe they just had boulders there. So there's beautiful like ivies, and all the shade gardens there are just insane. We drive through there to get to where my parents live. And even though we could take a highway or a service road to get there, I like to take this country town road because you get so much inspiration for gardens there. Because all the people have been living there for 40 years, so they all love their gardens. And there's like people who like remove their tulips at the end of the season and put in new flowers at the end of the season. Like, they really love their stuff, and I love driving by it. And I need to make friends with some of them because they have hosta varieties I've never seen. So, yeah, Alex named a chicken yesterday. I'm just going to tell you what he named it because... So I'm pretty sure it's one of Buttercup's babies. So it has, it's a crested cream leg bar, it looks like. It's obviously not a pure crested cream leg bar, but I'm going to show you what that type of chicken looks like so you can see just like the typical things about it. Crested cream leg bar. Just so you can understand, she's this bird. Oh, she really looks like a crested cream leg bar. More so than Buttercup does. That's weird. Anyway, let me just get a photo so you can understand. Wow, that's why Pinterest do you have to have such crappy photos? I tried to zoom in and it was like, sorry, can't do that. The internet. Okay, just so you can understand like her face. There. So like this, like she's gonna have that afro, and she's these colors. So she's gonna have a silly afro like that, and she's pretty much like browns and grays. Yes, Frida, I know I have veto, but like I was super, I always have veto power for names. It will always be that way. But in this scenario, I was super certain with Alex, like, no, name it whatever you want, for sure. So I've decided it's fine. But he named it Nighthawk. He named our female chicken Nighthawk. So now we have flowers, we have clover and poppy and buttercup and bluebell and sweet pea and all these fun names. And Alex named our baby bird Nighthawk. So we have a baby bird named Nighthawk. A little baby bird girl named Nighthawk. So now there is one bird named Nighthawk. We have a chicken named Nighthawk. It's fine. Why? And I was like, why Nighthawk? And he was like, that's just what I thought we should name it. And I was like, when did you think that? Just now, when you asked me what do you want to name it. It wasn't like a thought out thing. It was like, that was the first name that came to his head, and that's what he's sticking with. So Nighthawk is now our female chicken baby. So there you go. Oh, good morning, V. Nice to see you. V, loving your updates on your garden. Loving them. I would love to have them all the time. Please. That would be great. Appreciate if you could consistently upload photos of your garden. Thank you. She's going to be a superhero. Yeah, call it Nighty for short. I'm probably going to call it Nighthawk. I'm probably going to just go fully into it. Sent a screenshot on Twitter and resent the photos into your Insta DM. Sorry for bugging you about it. Just desperate for you to see it. Don't be sorry. I have ADHD and I'll forget what we're talking about if you don't consistently, like, if I don't reply to something you're talking about in the chat, you just have to keep saying it to me because I'm not doing it intentionally. It's just that I am, okay, so Instagram still, I have nothing that shows, even in my, like, I don't know you messages, you know? Let's see, messages, requests, blue string, oh, maybe that's you. Let's see. Hey, got it. That took way too much of your effort. I'm really sorry. Oh, beautiful. Dang, girl. Them poses. In my head, I went, look it up in the mirror, hit them poses. Because Doja Cat is harshly in my head all the time right now because I can't not listen to Doja Cat every single day. Oh my god! You are like a stunning human being. I love the big circle idea, doing like a white center and then, can I show? Do you mind if I show everybody? The one that I'm looking at. Dang, that's a really pretty idea. I like the idea of doing one color and then making like a circle. That's really cool. Super unique looking. Do you mind if I show it? And who's here? Sid. She's gonna be a superhero, totally. Nighty. Yeah, Dina, oh, hi, Dina. Thank you for saying you shared. Karen, thank you for saying you shared. I saw you say it. Thank you. Share and like the video, please. Definitely like the video. If you are someone who shares content online, please share it. If you're not someone who shares content, that's totally okay. Louisa, hi, I was making lunch and forgot to reply. Hi. And when we get a result back from if I'm allowed to share that photo, I'll show it to you guys because it's a really pretty sweater. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with me. I really do appreciate it. It looks lovely. So yesterday, like I said, it was raining all day or half the day. It rained all night. Yes, not yesterday night, the night before. We got not a thunderstorm, but like consistent rain all night. And then we had rain most of the day. So our garden is like, I need to pull weeds today, honestly, because it's going to be a hot day tomorrow. So today I'm going to be out in the garden pulling weeds out of the garden. But so much has grown. Our sunflowers are like 6 inches taller than they were last week. We have cosmos coming out everywhere. It turns out one of the cosmo beds that I planted seeds in came up all white. Isn't that weird? So I planted cosmos in one area of our vegetable garden in like a triangle pattern. I did like 3-2-1 or 4-3-2-1. I don't know how many I planted, but I planted a whole bunch of cosmos and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice for the rest of summer, I'm only going to plant white flowers because I've planted a full rainbow of flowers. If I only plant white from now on, by the time our wedding comes, it will be like white and rainbow, which would, I hope, make it feel more bridal than like just a backyard floral party. And then all these cosmos just came up and they were all white, even though I planted them from a rainbow pack. For some reason, the ones that I put in this one location all came out white, and I'm 100% supportive of it. Wonder if it has to do with the soil. I don't know, because the other ones, it's like I planted a bunch of them in a zone and I've got white, pink, purple, and red coming up. I think that it was luck of the draw. I don't think it was the soil. I don't think so, because it was just an assorted, like an assorted seed pack. I think that I'm just a witch, and the world knew that I wanted them to be white, and therefore only white ones are the ones that germinated. That's probably what the truth is. Anywho, so the garden is looking insane. I cut all the mint, though, yesterday. I cut it all down because I want the catnip to have more room to grow, because I want Peekaboo to have all the catnip she wants, and also because, who was it recently? Someone was saying, was it in the chat? I think it might have been last week's voice call. It was either Sid or Dawn. It was probably Sid, because Sid has so much random knowledge about plants and stuff, but it might have been Dawn. I support the witch theory. Thank you, Frida. Appreciate. But it was something about how catnip is good for something. Pain? Inflammation? Oh, pain. There you go. Thanks, Sid. So catnip is good for pain. So I figure when I'm doing my peppermint tea, I'll just do catnip and peppermint tea. If we can eat it, it's not unhealthy or unsafe. Good. It's going to be 32. Oh, God. I'm going to melt. And Kyrie's birthday. Happy birthday, Kyrie. That's a cool name. Kyrie. Kyrie. Have I said that's a cool name before? Because it makes me think of Valkyrie, which I love that name / word, Valkyrie. You just, how many people can be named Valkyrie without getting like a bit of an eye roll, you know what I mean? But Kyrie? That's a name. Valkyrie? Like, you can't have a kid named Valkyrie and another kid named Maverick and another kid named River and another kid named Forest. Like, not Forest. What's the... Yeah, Forest. If I could, probably I would. Those are all names that I really like. I just know that I'm a millennial, and if I have kids that all have millennial kids' names, people are going to be like... You know, like when you have a... Okay, I don't want to judge people's kids' names, because some of you probably have these names. But the point is that I missed the opportunity to name her Valkyrie. But Kyrie's a good name. It has a lot of... It has most of Valkyrie in it, if you think of it. You should just start calling her Val as a nickname, and then don't explain it to other people, and then you'll be like, well, her name is her name is Kyrie. So I call her Val, because she's Valkyrie. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool nickname that has nothing to do with it. You know, like how people name... Excuse me. You know how people named Richard are called Dick? Probably is because somebody named Richard was a dick, but you could call Kyrie Val, and it would be fun. Show, thank you. Okay, cool. Check this out. See what I'm saying about the circle in the middle? How cool does that look? You could do that in different colors, like 5 rows of one color, 5 rows of another, and you could make a bullseye. That'd be super cool. I love it. I also love how much better you are at taking photos of yourself than me. Love the mask pics. Appreciate the mask pics, Justine, because masks. Wear your mask out in public, people. You're so pretty. Wow, don't stare at pictures of people or you're a weirdo. Okay, anyway. Oh, that is super cool idea. Totally, right? Like, wouldn't that be cool to... And then even if you, like, embroidered something on it, like, having it be a circle makes it like a graphic tee, kind of. Oh, hello. Laura's upper chest. Gorgeous sweater. Very gorgeous. I love it. Beautiful, hun. Totally, Karen. 23 degrees and sunny. Definitely taking a dip in the lake today. Oh, sounds lovely. Not me. Our lake definitely has leeches, so... Your lake has leeches. You're just careful. Or you're aware. Also, I'm like 100% over tick season. I would love if tick season could end. I'm going to do a thing for the next vlog. I've already decided. And normalize wearing a mask when you feel cold or flu coming on. Yeah, let's do that. Let's normalize wearing a mask anytime. Not even. Let's normalize wearing a mask like all winter so nobody gets colds. I don't understand why people are like, this is against my rights. And I'm like, okay, but like, What a great idea. Wouldn't that be great if everyone in the winter just wore a mask, and every time anyone went to the grocery store, you just wore a mask so that nobody's gonna get spit on the olive and pickle thing that's in grocery stores? Why is there like open olives in the grocery store? Are they better olives than the ones you get in a jar? Probably, but I mean, like, why is it always open? But yeah, totally. We should just wear masks in the winter when people are getting sick, and we should wear masks when you're in the mall and when you're in the grocery store. No, you won't have to wear a mask when you go to your friend's house, but if you go to visit your friend's grandma who you've never met before, maybe you do wear a mask. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I would love that normalization. How wearing them everywhere for now on, especially highly populated areas. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm wearing them everywhere that there is well, right now I'm wearing them everywhere, obviously. But I mean, wearing them everywhere where there's strangers that you've never met. Like when people come here to buy a chicken, I am putting a mask on because I don't know that they're vaccinated. And when I go to a store, I'll wear a mask. And when I go to people's houses that I've never met, that there will be lots of people at, like parties and stuff. I don't know. I think that it can just be a thing now. Why can't we just make it not weird? Can't it just be okay? It's not, nobody's trying to make you a robot for the government. No, it's just wear your mask, people. It's not a big deal. Also, make it fashion. I don't understand why it's got to be such a big deal. Just make it fashion. Make it part of your fashion. Like, have you seen some of the, like, high fashion stuff coming out of China? The cool things that they're doing with fabric for masks that, obviously, it's because they've been doing masks for a lot longer, but, like, I'm just saying it because of TikTok and Instagram. I see these, like, outfit things, you know? Like, there's this one Instagram or TikTok or online person who films high fashion. Like, they film an area in I think it's in... Is it in Hong Kong that they're doing it? They're filming like an area of fancy people, like an area in Hong Kong where fancy people are dressed. So all the people that they film end up being like models dressed up, but they always film it in slow motion. And there's always like people doing like cool poses as they walk by in slow motion. And I love it. Obviously, I'm not a fashionable person. You can see that by looking at me. The pants I'm wearing are more than 5 years old, and the shirt I'm wearing is more than 10 years old, and I'm wearing a handmade scrunchie and way too much blush. Not saying that I'm fashionable, saying that I love looking at fashion things. So I feel like we should just have masks be fashionable. Think about all the extra accessories you can now have. Wouldn't it be fun? You could have a mask that has, like, jewels hanging down it. You could have a mask that has like jewels along the upper thing. Like, why are we not, you know, people who do diamond painting, why are you not diamond painting your masks? You could diamond paint teeth across your mask like the Joker. I don't understand why this is not yet being normalized. Please don't give the Border Patrol any information. It's a sham. What? Please don't give the Border Patrol any information. Border Patrol. Oh, yeah, don't ever give anyone on the phone any of your private information. If anyone who calls you asks for your information, you don't give it. You give your information if you call someone. If you call the government websites and... No, don't call the government website. If anyone calls you and they're saying they're from anywhere, if they're asking for any information about you, that is your address, your last name, your mother's maiden name, anything about you, never give it. Always say... Cool, can I have a phone number to call you back? I am unavailable right now. If they give you a phone number to call them back, you can Google that phone number to find out if it's a scam. Never give it on the first, like, never. There is never a phone call, ever, where someone will send somebody to your house because you're not sending them money. Like, when they're like, oh, your social insurance has been hacked. Not a thing. We need you to buy a gift card on Google Play. That seems shady. Never give people your information if they call you. Give your information away carefully when you call someone. There is never a time when any government agency will call you and ask for your private information. It just won't happen. And if they do, you can say, I don't have it. Is there an office I can go to? I can't do it over the phone. I need extra help. I need to go to a physical office. They have to have availability for that. But thank you, Claudia, for saying that as well. Wearing them now. Everywhere, especially highly populated. I think it's a great idea. Totally, right? Went to Walmart and no one had a mask on besides me and my 3 kids. Yep. Well, I put on all of my ads where people come to my house to buy chickens, and when eventually they come to the house to buy kale, I have put on all of my things, you need to wear a mask. If they don't wear a mask, they can't come on my property. That's fine. They don't need to be happy about it, but I don't need to have them on my property. If they are legit, they will already have that info. They will never ask for it. They will tell you it and ask for confirmation. Also, the Gov will always send you mail, not call you. Also, if they ask for confirmation for an address, oh, we just need to confirm your address, then you can say, okay, what do you have on file? You never have to say, okay, here's my address. No. Wow, Dina, that's super scary. Absolutely super scary. And they can be so intimidating when they say things like, well, we're going to have an officer come there now. No, they're not. They're not. Someone came by for a belly rub. It wasn't me. Anywho, I hate scammers. I don't hate scammers. I hate the fact that scammers need to exist. Because a lot of the time they are hired. They're not, I don't know, it's not a guy trying to hurt you. It's a guy who's trying to get paid, who works for a company that doesn't care that you're a person, you know? I don't like it. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about in the garden or the animals? Laura, on my phone, the like button is on your right, on my right. Thank you, Dina. This is my right. Is this correct? Is this on your end? Does it look like I'm pointing on the right? Please click the like button. It's down here on my right. Same, my fave are the Apple-it ones that, because we have literally 0 Apple products in our house. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you also for the confirmation. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure I've sprained my ankle. Remember before when I said I hurt my ankle? I'm pretty sure it's worse now. And by pretty sure, I mean it really hurts. It hurts to touch, and it hurts to walk on. And now I have my brace on, and I have to make a doctor's appointment, because I'm pretty sure I need my anti-inflammatories now. Which is like, eye roll. I have weak ankles and weak wrists, and not great. So one of my ankles, I rolled it last spring. Throughout last summer, I was careful, tried to heal it, and then this spring, I tripped in the same way, and it stopped whatever healing it was doing for a year last spring, and now it's pretty swollen and it won't go down, and I've been wearing my brace to sleep, and that's not great. Keep the foot high. You got it. I'm gonna do that right now because literally I'm over the pain. It hurts like a bruise, and it hurts just all the time, but also if I touch it, it like hurts like a bruise. That noise is the noise that it makes in my body. Anyway, I've been doing icing it, and I've been wearing my brace, and I've been not trying to hurt myself while I do stuff. Not great, basically. Lol, your iCloud has sus activity, and I'm like, lol, it doesn't, because that's not a thing. Yeah, I've had conversations where I'll start as if I'm gonna oblige those scammers, and then I'll say something like, do you ever feel bad about the fact that, like, some of the people that you're scamming are, like, old people who don't have that money to send to you, and now they won't be able to afford their groceries? Do you know that? And then they hang up on you. And I'm like, okay, cool. At least for a moment they had. Like, I'm not going to yell at them, because that's just going to make them go like, screw those people. If you make them feel guilty. It's the guilt and embarrassment are so much more painful. Obviously, I don't want to hurt people, but I do want them to think about the fact that, yes, for you it's a job. I understand you're trying to earn money to support your family, but you're taking someone else's money that they're using to support. Like, you're not actually earning it. You're stealing it. Like, it's not earning. Anyway, USA is crap on scammers. Well, that's because the scammers aren't in USA. So they can't do anything about it. They operate their business. Even if they're in the USA operating, the business license is in a country that has very loose scam laws. So they can't be caught for anything in the US, because if the business gets caught, they just change the name. Ola is fantastic at keeping them on the line and confusing them. It's hilarious. Good. That's funny. I got a balance board to try and get stronger ankles. I tried to do it while brushing my teeth, but I fell off, so I have to do those two things separately. Yeah, I definitely can't do anything while doing anything else. Brushing my teeth, LOL. I just hang up on them. I cackle about the robot people. I just find them super funny. The robot people, right? Hello, your social insurance number has been compromised. Wow, that sounds like how real people talk. What's annoying, though, is that while you're getting that call, 1,000 other people are getting that call, and all they need is for one of them to believe it. I get the calls talking about an iPhone purchase on my Amazon. For me, it's usually that my social insurance number has been stolen or disconnected. You can't disconnect a social insurance number. For us, we have or health card. Your health card's been disconnected. That's not a thing. Like your health, you don't even need like your health card for things. It's like a proof of thing. They don't always even do anything with it when you go places that you need it. When you pick up the phone, just say, "Welcome, you're on the air." That would be funny. Rebecca, I get that all the time. I only have a cell phone. One idiot has the nerve to ask if I was sure I didn't have a computer. So I said, no, I'm not stupid. I don't know. No, I'm stupid. I don't know what I have in my house. Maybe there's a computer and it's causing scams. Literally. People. The scam world. I hope that isn't something that I ever get tricked into. So far, so good. But I also, like, it's like I don't have any money for them to take. For me, I worry more about like old people who might not know about the scam, who have money that can be taken, you know? If you're unsure, call your grandkid and ask. If you're unsure, call your great niece and ask. If you're unsure, call someone first. Never believe a stranger. Always call someone you know to confirm something. If you have something weird like that. Sid, hi, I'm Olivia with Apple support, your iCloud account. And I'm like, oh, Olivia, you don't know you're a robot and I don't have any Apple thing. That's cute. Oh, poor Olivia. I don't have an iPhone. Sid, that's great. I don't pick up on numbers I don't know. So yeah, I don't usually pick up numbers I don't know. I only pick them up the number that says unknown number because that means it's my grandpa. Because when he calls from his Google, like, okay, Google, call Laura, for some reason it always comes up as unknown number. Like, it doesn't even show the number. It just says unknown number. So I know that means it's my grandpa. So the only unknown number I pick up is when it says unknown number. I don't pick up numbers that I don't know, you know? I had locals call us and be like, why did you just call me? Because they spoof local numbers. Those bother me because an angry old man called trying to argue you're a scam. Oh, yeah, that's no good. I have a lot of people from Quebec calling me because my phone number is not, wow, I guess I should not. I have a lot of people calling me from not my local area because my phone is not from my local area. Because in Canada, it doesn't matter. Long distance is available for everybody. Like, it's not, you don't charge extra for long distance. So I just picked a phone number that I liked. And now I have people calling me from elsewhere thinking I'm someone else, which is great. I only pick up a number in my county when I know the doctor is going to call. A number, yeah, totally. Yeah, if I get a phone call from another location in Canada that I know people in, I'll think about it for a second. It's sad to have to explain what happened to an old person who is really clearly confused and upset. Yeah, hey, I'm really sorry that happened, but they probably did something that made it look like I called you. I definitely didn't. Have a great day. Literally. Same on car. Oh, what did V say? I keep getting calls about car insurance for a recall on a car I don't own. Yeah, well, if they call enough people, somebody's going to own that car and believe them. I hate that. I hate when people like are cheating off of people's good thoughts, you know? Because then now you're not going to trust strangers. I hate that. I want to be able to trust strangers because I want to be able to help strangers if they need help, you know? But when you're suspicious of everyone all the time because of these internet folk, otherwise, all the people I pick up have their own ringtone. I don't do the ringtone thing because it causes me anxiety, because then I hear a ringtone and I will associate it with whatever bad things have happened with that person and wonder if that's why they're calling me. So I don't do ringtones because I'm a healthy, well-rounded, mentally stable person. I don't actually use a ringer anymore. I turned off all audio on my phone. I miss calls. Always, unless I know the call is coming. Like if someone says, do you want to talk? And I got the text, then I'll get the phone call. I miss almost 100% of the calls that come to me, and then I call them back. I'm very like unreliable with communication because I feel unnecessary stress about talking to people. Do you guys watch Taylor Nicole Dean? Do any of you guys know who that is? Taylor Nicole Dean is a YouTuber who she used to do like pet stuff. I know this is a complete flip in different direction, but I want you guys to watch her stuff her most recent video if you like animal things And if you have mental health issues, and if you have ever had addiction issues, I don't have the addiction side, but the mental health side, I totally understand. And I watched her new video yesterday, and I want you to watch it because she obviously has gone through 100,000 times worse things, but I really related to the area of her talking about how people hate on her and how she didn't understand how to respond or how to feel about it. And I realized I'm like a year ago, I'm reacting how she used to react. Like, she has now moved above it. I hadn't moved above it yet. And it kind of inspired me to go, oh yeah, these people don't really know the whole personality of me. And I've been exposing how when I feel sensitive, what hurts me. Why am I telling you people what hurts me? Now you'll know how to hurt me. And she essentially said that. She was like, I didn't want to respond to anything people were saying because then they would go, oh, that's what hits a nerve. And I was doing that, and that's why I was getting more comments that were hitting a nerve, because I was telling people which ones hit my nerves. But anyway, Taylor Nicole Dean, she's got a lot of reptiles, and she's had a really hard stuff happen to her. So like, if you have any issues with, trigger warning here, if you have any issues with abusive relationships, addiction, and mental health struggles, maybe don't watch it, but it's kind of talking about that sort of stuff. But she left YouTube for 1.5 years because she was like unwell, and she just came back and was talking about it. And when I was watching it, I was like, wow, I understand what she's talking about in the part where it's like you start to change little bits about yourself in your online projection because people will say they don't like certain things about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if people are saying enough times, Laura, your hands are always gross in videos, I make up more of an effort on my hands, even though to me that doesn't matter. Like, I relate to that video, and I think that it was when I was watching it, I was like, ow, I understand the feeling. No, I don't understand all of the hate. Like, she was getting like some crazy hate, but like, she, the way she explained stuff, I felt it. So Taylor Nicole Dean, she's a YouTuber who disappeared for a while, and I liked her before, and then there was a period where I was like, that girl is going through something, and then she came back, and it seems like she's coming out on the other end, hopefully. Yeah, trolls are shit. Well, yeah, but they really can damage people. Like, trolls are they can really damage you, and they can really make you think poorly of yourself, because one of the things that she said that I really related to was, although I know that I'm taking care of my animals to the best of my ability and I know my animals are healthy, when people repeatedly say, this is not the topic that I relate to, but I relate to the feeling of it. When people would say, you're a bad person, you're a bad, like, even though I know I'm doing the right thing, they must be commenting with a grain of truth, right? And that's what I was saying in my vlogs, my streams before with you guys, was that I worry that they're seeing what I already worry about myself, and they're seeing it, which means it's true. And she was saying that, like, I was already feeling like, what if I am a bad person? And then people are saying, you are a bad person. She was going, maybe they really are seeing it. Bad people don't think they're bad people, right? And having people tell you you're a bad person, maybe they're right. Maybe I am a bad, and it was like this thing that I was like, totally, I understand where her brain was. Anyway, it's weird because I think about it now and I'm like, that's how I feel, is like, when I read those mean comments that I let in, sometimes I let them in, and when I read them and I let them in, I think things like, well, maybe they're seeing something. Maybe I am trying to hide that, and I am evil. And then I think like, well, nobody else who loves me has ever said that. But those are my insecurities that they are vocalizing. And so that's different than them having a truth about me. It's them vocalizing my insecurities to weaponize them against me. It's not them noticing the evil that I have. But what it feels like when people are saying it is that they're noticing evil that is real, and you're now having to go, how do I correct being evil? I didn't even know I was evil. That video vocalized it better for me. So if you watch that video, just change some of the tip topics with like less serious stuff, and that's kind of how I felt. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm gonna say it again. I know bad people. You're not a bad person, Laura. Sid, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I'm not a bad person. I aim to not be. You're a true, beautiful, sensitive soul. Karen, I need people like you around to say that. Thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, to be honest, obviously everyone is capable of doing bad things, but obviously I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. I'm just a regular person, just like everybody else is a regular person, but she vocalized it well, so. Speaking of scam calls, it has begun at our house. Well, there you go. I got my first scam call in a while a couple of weeks ago, like 2 days after I signed up for Zillow. I signed up for Zillow to find out more information about houses in our area. I'm not buying a house. I don't have money. Don't worry. Believe me, if we were planning on buying a house, you guys would be among the first to know. But anyway, I was on Zillow, and to sign up for Zillow, you have to put in your phone number. I put in my phone number, and apparently they immediately sold it to a phishing site because it was like 2 days later I was starting to get phone calls again, and I hadn't gotten scam phone calls in a while. So I feel fairly confident that Zillow has sold my phone number to scam sites. So thanks, Zillow. Appreciate it. 9:30, first bunk call of the day. Very good. Very good. Or they got hacked. Well, whatever. 2 days after I signed up. I mean, I guess hacking can happen at any time, but I'm going to just assume that they sold it because it was very soon after. You help us with our mental health as we do with yours. You definitely help me with my mental health. Have you met me? My mental health is like a yo-yo. Currently, it's all right. Also, last night, Alex and I were getting ready for bed, and I was saying to him, like, I have to get to bed at a reasonable time. Every time we go to bed, we stay up and talk for too long, and so I need to sleep because I've been having a rough time sleeping, so I need to get to sleep. So Alex was like, okay, good, it's 10 o'clock, we're going to bed, we're both horizontal, I've given him a kiss, good night, we're going to bed. And then we talked for an hour, and then during the whole hour, I kept going, okay, that's it, no more, okay, I love you, good night. And then I would be like, a thought, obviously. So basically, I don't know what to tell you. I need to start going to bed earlier because Alex and I talk about literal BS for hours before bed. Like, that's our time for chit chat. So we need to like go to bed at 8 p.m. just so that we can chat for 2 hours. So I can get to sleep by 10 because I need to start sleeping at a regular hour. And he is like, seriously, the weirdest things pass through his head right before bed. And they're interesting and complex. So he'll ask a question that doesn't have a one-word answer. And then that question will open up a whole conversation about what? Or y'all can talk sooner? That's what I mean. But like, we go to bed to, like, we talk lying down facing each other, like our chit-chat time when we talk about, like, our thoughts and dreams and hopes and stuff. That happens in bed. Obviously, we can talk at, around, like, what we want to do and stuff, like, for tomorrow. That happens throughout the day. But, like, when we're talking about ideas, that happens right before bed. And that's fine. I'm happy with that. I love talking right before bed. But I need to, like, move it up, you know? I need to move it up so that we can do that. Oh, I see. The going to bed is important to the talking. Yeah, well, the going to bed, it's kind of like how we wind down because we're not on our phones. We're just talking about ideas and things. Like, it's not usually like, what are you going to do tomorrow? It's more like, do you know what I learned today? Or why do you think this? Like, they're the why questions, the questions that both of us answer as best we can and figure out. It's like when you try and sort out a world problem. That's when we save the world, is right before bed. Good morning, Scrappy. Nice to see you this morning. You're an inspirational. Thank you. You're a nice lady. This community and you, Laura, helps my mental health loads. Same. This community helps my mental health loads. This stream does, because I just get to hang out with real people and chat about real things. And for the most part, good feedback. Sometimes rough feedback, you know. And I just have to be better at accepting or rejecting feedback. That's all. I'm not there yet. But I will. I've been singing Schools Out for Summer. Yesterday was staff's last day for summer break. Granted, I work in the summer, but yay! Well, it's different work because it's summer. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. We just found out in Ontario, kids are not going back to school. Our school doesn't end until June. Oh, it's June. When does school end in Ontario? I feel like it's the end of June because we get July and August off for like kids. But anyway, yeah, they're not sending kids back to school because Ontario is still on fire. But I'm vaccinated, so I'm not part of the fire anymore. Yay, I did my job. I am a patriot. I am a Canadian. I am, you know. Anywho. I didn't sing anything this morning, I don't think. I was too late. I didn't get to put on a music. If anyone knows the real Laura, truly they would know how nice, special, and warm-hearted you are. Well, Candace, I appreciate that. And also, you're a nice lady, thank you. No, I got vaccinated, like, was it last week, Alex, or the week before? He can't hear me, obviously. It was either last Thursday. No, it wasn't last Thursday, was it? Was it 1 week ago? I feel like now it was the Thursday before that. Which one did they give you? Pfizered. I got Pfizered. I got the old PH or PF. I can't think of how it's spelled because I'm looking at a knitting stitch, which is way more complicated than that to me. Child located safe. Good. Amber Alert canceled. Child located safe. Good. Did they figure out who took the kid? Because they said it was not the grandmother. It was not a family member. Is that person? Well, I guess that's not the important thing about the Amber right now. It's just that the child was located safe. Good. So Amber Alert canceled. Well done, Ontario. Well done, the police. I don't want to say that though, you know? Scrappy, same. Okay, cool. Did you have any side effects? I had zero side effects with the Pfizer. My parents, I told you that they got both really sick with their shot. I don't know what shot they got, but they got really sick for the first day. Obviously, they're still protected, and they are still going to go for their second dose with that, but mine, I had nothing. I had no problems, which was great. Appreciated it. Same, right? Great. Love that. Dina, are you leaving? I'm still here. Oh, why? What happened? Frida, good night. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, no, she was saying when she goes to sleep, she takes melatonin. I read the same sentence, Dina, and I heard it the same way as well. I was like, oh, Frida's sleeping. Then I reread it, and I was like, nope, she's just relating to the pillow talk. I didn't even feel the first shot. Literally, Scrappy, I was looking at Alex and saying, like, aren't you excited? I felt that she did it, but it wasn't as painful as a flu shot. So either she was more careful and, like, trying to make it not painful, or the needle was smaller or something. But I didn't have any, like, I had a sore arm to, like, lift it above this. I could feel it that day or the next day, and I, like, slept on my other arm that night, but it was not a problem. My parents had the Zeneca one, which is what we get here, and had no side effects. That's awesome. The second one felt like she pinched my arm hard. My arm was sore the next day, but nothing major. Girl, I would have taken 2 days of flu-like symptoms. I would have taken whatever they would give me. Just, I don't want to fear hugging my parents. I would really like to hug my mom without a mask on and get a real good hug on my wedding. I would really like to have my dad walk me down the aisle with no mask on, if possible. That would be awesome. Yeah. I've asked my little sister to make masks for our wedding, by the way. My hubby, on the other hand, was sick the next day. My mom and dad were both really sick. Like, I had to bring them lunch or dinner because they were, like, not leaving their home or moving. Obviously, they weren't leaving their home. It was still locked down. But I mean, like, they were not well after theirs. But they're fine now. Like, obviously, the day after that, they were fine. Don't be afraid of side effects. I was afraid of side effects. It's not worth it. It's better to be safe. You'll be sick for a day if you have side effects. Then you'll be fine. Ooh, my fingers are falling asleep. That's not good. Time to close up the house against the heat and work on finally finishing all my crochet eggs I made, like, in February. Finishing all your crochet eggs. Yep, I hung out with my mama 2 weeks after my second dose. My entire family is vaccinated. I'm so excited for that. I'm not going to be second dose vaccinated until, I think, September, sometime in September. But I am going to, later in the summer, I am going to see if there's any way to get earlier. Like, right now, they're pushing everybody, but by the end of summer, I'm imagining there will be, like, more availability and whatnot. And as long as it's safe to do it any earlier, like, they're giving us larger breaks in between so that everyone can get shot up. But if everybody's done, I would like to try and get mine before the wedding. That would be great. That would be appreciated. Please, Ontario, get too many vaccines and give me one of your extras. Thanks. I think I put pics of some eggs I made for a friend's kiddo in the Crochet Inspo in Discord. I think you did. But what were the eggs of? I'm not moving right now. My foot is up high, Sid, and my fingers are occupied. Standard, I don't care about the side effects. I just want out of this apocalypse. Literally, that's what, well, I said that to the nurse while she was getting the dose ready, and I was like, am I getting the good one? And then she was like, honestly, as a nurse, I'm not supposed to say that any of them are the good one or the bad one. You're getting the same one that I got. And I was like, honestly, you could give me any of them, and I would happily take it. Just chicken eggs. They look like Easter eggers. Oh, cute. You'll have to scroll back. I will check. I will. But yeah, no, I would take any side effects for the end of the apocalypse. Did I tell you guys that I saw a fox? I saw a fox the other day, about 15 feet away from my chicken run, just watching my chickens, scared it away, ran after it, yelling at it. It was out in the field, again, the day before yesterday, far away this time, but still watching my chicken run, so now we need to have fox prevention involved. I'm not worried about nighttime prevention. My chickens are very safe at night. But my chickens during the day are not safe. Like, they can get attacked from above. Something could get over the fence and get them. Nothing would get under the fence. Our fence is pretty good there. I need to put some of my patterns together and share them with y'all. Yeah, totally. There are so many risks every single thing we do, so I wasn't worried. No, yeah, like, someone said this to me and I've been repeating it. Do you know what's in mayonnaise? No? You don't know all the ingredients in mayonnaise? Then go get your shot. What are you doing? That's kind of how I've been feeling about it. Yeah, foxes are scary for chickens. Well, yeah, I imagine the foxes are scary for the chickens. I will let you know that wasn't the event. The scary event that caused my chickens to stop laying. That was not foxes. But anyway, yeah, the fox, there is a fox, and it's about the size of my little sister's cockapoo, who doesn't look like a cockapoo. Looks more like a doodle, maybe. Right? Yes, right. But yeah, the foxes, there are foxes now. I've seen them during the day twice. They weren't ill, or it wasn't ill. I don't know if it was the same thing. Something happened to your chickens? Yes, we had an event. I'm not talking about it yet because I'm not ready to figure out how to navigate talking about it. But yes, we had an event with the chickens, and it caused a bunch of laying to stop because they were all weirded out by it. They didn't like it. So we've got some events that we're moving through it. But I've decided, I talked to Alex about it, and I was like, until we've completely moved through it, I'm gonna just casually mention parts of it without dealing with the whole thing online until I've dealt with the whole thing in real life. So we're dealing with it. Everybody's okay, or everybody who is okay, and everybody is being treated. Everybody is under, don't worry, everybody's okay. Also pay attention for mange on foxes when you see them. Our dog got mange because we have sick foxes in our hill. Well, that's what I was wondering with this fox. I wanted to see it up close because it was close up. So before I scared it away, I was watching. We're ready to listen when you're ready. Thanks, Frida. I appreciate that. But no need to worry. It's all everything is like, I will give you the background. A vet has been involved, and also we have lost a couple of chickens, and we are dealing with the issue. So the issue that is at hand is being handled. I will, when I'm ready to talk about it in a way that I'm not worried about how I will say things, then I will talk about it. But it's being dealt with. That's the point. Our eggs are in lower production right now. That's basically it. Nobody is unsafe though. But anyway, the hens are good. The foxes are not good. The fox is so healthy though. That was something that I was really happy about. I trust you take good care of them as possible. I do. I take as good care of them as I can, and it wasn't a preventable, like it wasn't something I could have prevented happening, the thing that happened. Oh no, I'm sorry. No worries on talking about it. Appreciate that. Anyway though, the fox was beautiful. Beautiful fox, a beautiful fluffy orange tail, the perfect picture of a fox's face. Like, wow, I've never seen a fox in real life. That was the first time. No idea what you're talking about. I'll rewind later today. Wrong time to come in. No idea what you're talking about. Well, cats, welcome. I'm talking about foxes right now. So the fox was, I don't know, probably like a 30-pound, 25-pound, 30-pound animal. Like it was a middle-sized dog, like the size of a beagle, but if a beagle was skinny. The size of a like more of like one of those hunting dog hounds, like a skinnier body, pointy face. It was a fox, obviously, but I'm trying to give you like a size option. It was like a medium-sized dog. I could hold it on my lap. It could have curled up on my lap and cuddled if it wasn't a fox. You know what I'm saying? Also, so confusing how it doesn't look anything like a dog. Like, I've never seen a fox in real life. I've seen foxes online. I've seen foxes in pictures. Obviously, I'm aware of what they look like. But when you see a coyote and a fox in real life, they don't look like dogs. Like, a coyote doesn't look like a dog. You wouldn't, like, when people are like, oh, I found this puppy and it turned out to be a coyote. It wasn't, I wouldn't mistake a coyote for someone's dog. It very much is not a dog. It doesn't have the same face of a dog. Like, a coyote does not look like a dog. It doesn't look like a husky. The body does, but when you see the face, you're like, that is not a domesticated animal. I can tell. Or at least, I think so. The foxes, very cat-like, very not dog-like. The face didn't look, it looked like a completely different thing. Like, it didn't look like a cat, didn't look like a dog. It looks like a whole other thing. It is a whole other thing. It's more of a dog though, right? Anyway though, this fox was beautiful and not afraid of me, so that's a problem. I'm imagining that there are people in our area that probably enjoy seeing them. So don't frighten them away, because when I started talking to it, it started walking towards me. When I started yelling at it and waving my hands, it started walking away from me and then trotting. So it's not afraid of me. It obviously now understands I am not a welcoming person, and I don't want it to think I am. I want it to be afraid of me. So I was yelling and picking up branches and running towards it with like angry noises. Obviously all of my neighbors came out and were like, because I was saying, get out of here, get out of my yard, go away. And I was just yelling loud because I didn't know what to say. I was just yelling for noise. I don't think it was young. It didn't look young, Sid. It didn't look inexperienced. It looked like it knew what it was doing. And it came back, right? 2 days later, it came back to look at my chickens again. So it knows what it's up to. It knows what its plan is, but it knows that I'm around. So I'm glad it knows I'm around, and now I used to just go at not specific times of day. I don't have a schedule because I'm very, like ADD, but I usually go multiple times a day outside to hang out with the chickens. Now I'm trying to like scatter and do it more times randomly so that the fox never knows when I'm coming, because that's how you gotta do it. You has the foods. Yeah, well, I'm definitely like hazing this fox now. Anytime I'm seeing it, I'm intentionally facing my full body towards it. Like when I saw it in the field, it was way far away the second time. I faced my whole body towards it and yelled, I can see you, go away, I can see you, because it needs to know that I know that it's there. And everything I was reading online is that they don't want anything to do with you. So as long as they know you're there, they're not going to have anything to do with your stuff. The raccoons have literally no fear here. They hang out and they'll look at you and they'll be like, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm very large. That fox is trying to butter you up and can't wait to have a feast. The problem is, in any other world, that fox would have buttered me the heck up. I thought it was so pretty. It's awful having to scare away something that you really want to get close to. You just can't do that with predator animals. I'm aware of that as an adult, but my childhood head straight up wants me to go follow that fox and find where it lives. My adult brain was like, Alex, you need to pee on the whole backyard now. Like, apparently if a boy pees on your chicken coop, it's supposed to make animals think that the top predator is that boy. So that's cool, but my childhood brain really wants to follow this thing into the forest and find all of its lifestyle things. I've been finding poop and like seeing what it eats. Like I love animals. I love wanting them near me, and I want the raccoons to stay in my back. No, the raccoons are a problem. The raccoons will kill my chickens. The fox will kill your chickens. You love your chickens, but they're so pretty. Just take pics from far away. Well, that's the frustrating thing. I was chasing it away, and it was so close when I first saw it, but my immediate reaction was, we need to get this far away from the house. It wasn't, I should take my phone out of my pocket, but I wish it had been, because the thing wasn't afraid of me. I'm nauseous. One sec. So frustrating. This happens like every morning. I'm not pregnant. I just have random bouts of nausea. Does that happen to people? Just give me a minute to just recenter myself. I never throw up. My whole body just thinks that I'm gonna for a second, and then it doesn't. Is that what heartburn is? That's not heartburn. Really? Happens to me, but it's more my anxiety that makes me want to barf in and out of a nose. It's like a wave, and then it goes away, and then it's fine. Now I'm fine. Nausea gone. So frustrating. I've had issues with my gut since the temp started going up and down. It can be a symptom of heartburn, but I don't have the other parts of heartburn. Do you know something that I was thinking was, I wonder if it's when Alex goes and gets us coffee, there's actual milk in it? Could it be that my body is nauseous from the actual milk? Because I don't drink actual milk. When we have tea and stuff at home, I use coconut, cashew, oat, almond, soy, something else. But this has actual milk in it. So could that be a reaction from actual milk? I mean, I've only had half a coffee's worth. No, it happens like every morning. It happens even if I don't eat. It happens randomly in the middle of the day too. I've had blood tests. There's nothing wrong with me. I mean, I have anemia, but that's like not fixable. I just keep taking iron pills for that. Eating red meat didn't fix it. So I'm mildly anemic and I have very sensitive skin, but I don't have a reason to have that. Yeah, it can be the milk. Take note when you drink milk and when you are nauseous. I'm going to start taking notes of it, actually. I think I'll start tracking it because it's so weird. Or maybe if their brew is too high in acid, coffee, I get coffee gut so bad with hot coffee. Man, the only thing I have with coffee is immediate need to go to the bathroom after. I used to think that was like such a weird thing, and then I started seeing TikToks where everyone was like, 5 seconds after I take my first sip of coffee, and it's like running to the bathroom to poop, and I was like, that's true. Coffee wakes up my intestines and says, evacuate, evacuate, immediately. So I don't drink coffee, except iced coffee once in a while. Have you eaten breakfast yet? No, I have not. But that's not, that's, okay, well, I'm gonna have to start tracking it, because let's see. We'll see if what's the reason. I'm pretty sure it happens regardless. Like, usually when I feel it, I'll go, I should go eat something, because I assume that's what it is, but that's not always what it is. Yeah, track it. I'm gonna start tracking it. That's a good idea. June just started. I saw a tweet that made me laugh. May the June 4th be with you. And I was like, lol. May the June 4th be with you guys. I get nausea instead of hungry, which is so frustrating. Thanks for not helping me, stomach. I get nausea instead of hungry. Nausea is so frustrating because it's like not visible, but like it really feels like everything at the moment it's happening. Like, obviously I know it's just a small thing that's in my stomach, but it's not. It's like in my ears. Nausea's like in my ears, it's like in my eyes, like I can't see. I can see, but my brain doesn't process what I'm seeing or hearing properly. So even though I'm talking to you when I'm feeling nauseous, like it's like I'm in a black box for that moment, or a muffled box. I can hear and I can see and I can react to you, but on the it's like when you're dissociating from anxiety. You know, like you're talking to someone, but on the inside you're like, you're about to die, you're about to die, you're about to die. If you've ever dissociated from anxiety. It's kind of like that, except nausea. I'm dissociating from nausea. It's fine. It's so crappy. Can I get to enjoy food just once? Yeah, or can I get to be excited that food is gonna happen? No. You have to eat to rescue yourself from vomiting. That makes sense. Thanks, body. Why are we flawed in these ways? Because we drink coffee. Coffee is probably not something that is our animal selves. I get like that with motion sickness, where you just go like blind and deaf. Yeah, I get that when I stretch really hard. Like if I do a big stretch, I go blind and deaf. Probably fine. When I stand up too fast, I go like, I get the wah-wahs, which is where where all you hear is wah, wah, wah. It's like you're underwater, and I go blind. That's a blood pressure thing that I don't have any blood pressure issue, so don't know what to tell you. I don't have blood pressure and I don't have sugar issues, but I get the wah-wahs and I go blind if I stand up too fast. If I'm squatting, like on the ground, and I stand up too fast, I have to stand for like a second, just waiting for the color to come back to my vision. It's fine. Nothing weird. It's probably fine. Yes, okay, Scrappy, I'm glad I'm not alone in that. I know I'm not alone in that. It's obviously other people have to be dealing with it, because anytime I've talked to my doctor about it, it's like, well, it could be something, but it's probably just nothing. Okay, cool, thanks, cool, thanks. Also, my doctor mentioned the last time I had my phone call conversation with her, I was talking about my ankle, and she suggested that we do some collagen tests, because she was saying that my joints have been progressing rather rapidly. Like, each appointment that I've had, it's been a joint issue for the last couple of years. It's been sort of like my ankle has been getting worse and worse, my wrists have been getting worse and worse, so now she wants to do some tests for collagen and something else in my joints. Like, my joints extend really far, and they, if I don't wear my wrist brace to bed, it'll be like hyperextended all night, which is causing issues. So that's interesting. My joints are hyperextending, and it's not that they dislocate, it's that they sit in the wrong place while I'm sleeping. So I wake up wounded. It's like if I roll over, instead of my hand rolling with me, my thumb will just like stay where it's at. Instead of like this happening, it'll be like this happens. Could it be an inner ear problem? Yeah, it could totally be an inner ear problem. I have deafness on both sides, but like 70% deafness on one side and like 20% deafness on the other. 70% deafness on one side, 20% deafness on the other. 70% deafness on one side, 20% on... Do you see how I literally cannot... Yeah. Dude, same. Well, apparently that can be something with your collagen, Scrappy. The doctor was saying there's some thing that happens where if your collagen, or maybe it's not collagen. I feel like it's collagen, but there's something in your joints that is keeping things in place. And if your joints are degrading in that way, your joints can not pop out, but sort of grind out of where they're supposed to be. So they're not all the way out, but they're not all the way in. And it will mean that your body will start healing it. They'll start healing it while you're sleeping, and then you wake up and you're hurt, like, because your body was trying to heal something that was slightly out of place, thinking it was just a little wound, and now you've got a sprain that wasn't there last night. It's kind of like you're spraining yourself. So there's a possibility I've been making my ankle worse, that's all. Inner ear problem sounds like something that I actually should investigate, because I do have ear issues. Oh, really? I had a friend in college with similar hearing impairment. I have had ear infections since I was very little. I was deaf when I was little. From the age of like 3.5 until like 8, I had mostly deaf. They didn't know until I was like 5. That's when I started having surgeries, because I was learning to speak as I was slowly going deaf. So I had already learned to speak, and as I was going deaf, I was learning to lip read. So by the time I was 5 and I was like deaf, I could read lips, and like no one could tell. No one could tell that I was deaf. I was deaf in both ears at that point. My eardrums had both ruptured, and in one ear, I required surgery to fix the rupture, and that's the one that can't hear properly because there's like a Y-shaped scar in my eardrum. Your eardrum is like a little stretchy, it's like a little condom that just sort of like an unrolled condom. Think of those finger condoms you see at the doctors, the ones that go on just, I guess, why would you just need, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they're kind of like a little, like a circly thing that's kind of thicker around the edge, and then air passes through and it wobbles like a drum, an eardrum. But anyway, that eardrum, when it perforated, it tore open like a peace sign, like it like tore open like someone jumped through my eardrum. The other one tore along the side, so it was able to heal along the side. So I have mostly perfect, 20% loss, but mostly perfect hearing on the one side. The other side, the rip that's through it, it still allows sound to pass through, but it's like muffled because the scar tissue that's there. Do they know what caused it? No, I had my tonsils and my adenoids removed as a little kid. My mom and I refer to it as like, that's my that's my genetic flaw. You know how everyone has like a flaw? You're gonna have something go wrong in your life that is health related that wasn't because you did anything. Like, some people will have like heart issues. Some people will have, I'm trying to think of like, not like a broken bone, but you know what I mean? Like you have one. I know you do. Everybody has one. A thing that you can't fix, that it just is that way for you. And maybe somebody in your family gave it to you genetically, but that's your Achilles, that's what my mom called it. That's my Achilles heel. It just is my uterus. Something that wasn't meant to be there that just is there. I had surgery on my right side, long-term ear infection that needed surgery. That's what they think it was, is long-term ear infections resulted in my eardrums perforating, but I didn't have any pain. So when I was little, they associated it with like a high pain tolerance, but I don't know that is what it was. I just didn't have the pain. Like a little kid who has their eardrums ripped because there's an infection should go, ow, mommy, my ears, and they should have a fever. I wasn't having a fever and I wasn't having pain. So because I wasn't having those reactions, they didn't find them. They didn't know about it until much later, when teachers were sending notes home saying that I was disruptive in class and I wasn't listening, and even when I was being talked to directly, I wasn't watching unless I'm right in front of her looking in her eyes. She's not listening. Unless you're right in front of her looking in her eyes, she can't hear you. So anyway, ended up at a doctor. They found out that I had poor hearing as a result of ear infections that had progressed too far. I ended up getting tubes in my ears several times. I ended up having surgeries to repair the damage, and I had my adenoids and my tonsils removed. And the hospital is now a location for anxiety. Over time, it killed the nerves in my ear. I wonder, stupid teacher, zzz. This was years of stuff. The weird thing to me is that my mom's a teacher. I think the thing is that my mom and dad, when they were speaking to me, they must have thought it was a behavioral thing. So if they were speaking to me, they were speaking to me in front of me, looking at me, because that's how I would respond. So I think my mom was probably like, she's just autistic or something. I just need to look at her in the eyes and talk to her, and that's how she can hear me, or like something, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what discussions they must have had in the middle of the night wondering about me, but in all of my childhood photos, like not all of them, but in many childhood family portraits, I'm crying. So you'll see like my whole family with their awkward 90s sweaters smiling, and then I'm crying, smiling, because it would be, Laura, we're taking the picture, Laura, Laura! Like, so there's many pictures of me crying in family photos, because by the time they actually got me to look at the camera, I would be yelled at. And that's what I would hear, was me being yelled at. Or that's what I would see, was someone yelling at me. And I didn't hear anything leading up to it, so all I see is somebody yelling at me, because if I wasn't looking at somebody, you know what I mean? Over time, it killed the nerves in my ear. I wonder if any of the nerves in my ear are damaged. I don't know. Stupid teacher. Sid, ow, I definitely have something wrong too. Like, hurts like hell and bleeds like a waterfall. I'm gonna go get a whole self overhauled when the apocalypse is over. Get my whole self overhauled. Destroy, remove. If you don't need it, you don't need it. You know? No, I have endometriosis. Oh, okay, well that's, never mind, that makes sense. Shedding during periods means I'm not on birth control. My uterus tries to turn itself inside out. That's great. That's super useful. Thanks, uterus, for why are you doing that? How not helpful. Being fat, Karen. No, Karen, there's a new word for being fat, and it's called being thick. Didn't you know? You're not fat, Karen. You're thick. You're curvy. You're juicy. You gotta come up with, like, positive words, because fat sounds like a negative word. You need to use a different word for it. Unless you're, like, unhealthy, and then, like, maybe work towards doing more healthy things. But I think that you can look in the positive and say, you're curvy, you're thick, and there's more to cuddle. Adeno is different from endo. Thank you. Uterine tissue growing outside the uterus. I'm very thick. Candace, you're not very thick. Lol, you guys. But for me, my genetic flaws are now my ankle joints and my wrist joints and my knee joints and my hip joints, and my ears have actually stopped being an issue in the last couple of years. I haven't had a new ear infection in quite some time, which is great. Dave on a rave, I'm back. Welcome back, Dave. I'm very strict now when my kids get ear infections for them to take all the antibiotics. Yeah, for sure. Good idea. I haven't gotten ear infections in a while, but I have antibiotics on tap. If I go to the pharmacy, I can just go pick up antibiotics whenever I want. That's how many ear infections I've had. My doctor just put an unlimited refills on my antibiotics, because she knows there was a period of time where it was like every 6 months for multiple years, I would get an ear infection at the same time. Whenever I got a cold, I would get an ear infection, and I would have to go and get antibiotics. And when I was in university, that's when she put the prescription as just refill as often as necessary, because in university, my family doctor was 6 hours away. So I would have to come home, because it was before the pandemic, you couldn't just call. I would have to make a trip home to get a doctor's appointment to get antibiotics for an ear infection. And by the time that would happen, the ear infection would have been pretty bad, because I would have only noticed once it was bad. Like, I would notice when my eardrum would perforate, because that's when pus would leak out of my ear, and that would be my sign. Because, like, me having muffled hearing isn't something that necessarily clicks in, or it wasn't in university, so I wouldn't notice it early. By the time I would actually get antibiotics, it would be like, ugh. So then my doctor was like, I'm just going to put it on tap, so you can just go to the pharmacy and pick it up when you need it. And I was like, cool. Because every time I would say, I need an appointment, I have an ear infection, I need amoxicillin, she would say, come on in. And then she would look and she would go, oh my God, yeah, you really do need amoxicillin. Jeez Louise. And I would go, yeah. And she would go, can you hear me? And I would go, yeah. And she would go, does this hurt? And I would go, no. And she would go, okay, you know when you have an ear infection. And I was like, I do, I really do. So now my doctor, if I say I have an ear infection, she just verifies by believing me. My doctor believes me when I'm ill. What? Crazy. When you buy earrings, Laura, do you have to be careful which ones you wear in terms of ear infections? So no, well, yes, I'm allergic to any metal that isn't gold, so I can only wear gold, and surgical steel. So I don't buy earrings. I don't ever buy earrings. I haven't changed my earrings out in well over a year. The earrings that I'm wearing right now are surgical steel hoops. And then this is sterling silver, but it's just a thing that I hung on to my surgical steel hoops. Alex's mom gave him and I both these. They are, oh no, these are gold. These are from Belarus. Alex's mom brought these home from Belarus. They're like beautiful feather pendants, and they were fur necklaces. But Alex's chain necklace is too large for it. So I just put it on my earring loops, and they can't come off because these loops are like stuck in my ears. There's no back on any of them. They're just like, they're just rings that are closed with a plier. Like, you can't get rid of them. Do you see the piercing that I did myself when I was 16 that has now grown out? The one above, right here. There's one up here. It's too close to the edge though, so I had to take it out. I want to get like the whole thing pierced, and I want to get this pierced, and I want to get this pierced. I have it on this side, the up high one, but I want more. I love earrings. I love how they look. I love how lots of earrings look together. Anyway, so I wear these pendants as earrings so that it feels girly and cute, instead of looking like a little hard. I feel like the rings alone look a little bit tougher than how I'm going for. You'll pierce your whole ears at this rate. I already have 18 piercings right now. So at my most, I had like 20 some, mid 20s. I don't think I ever got to 30 piercings, but I have many piercings on my ears and body, and I like it that way. But I don't want it to take up my face, because that gets people to judge you, which I'm a sensitive person, and I don't need people to like look at me and assume things about me more so than normal. My hands are going numb. Come on. I didn't wear my brace last night. Can't feel my fingers. I love pierced ears and earrings of all kinds, but I can't stand sleeping with something in my ears. Well, that's why I switched to these loops, because before that I had like earrings in them, and they were stabbing me in the back of the neck here. So now these loops, they fold. Like when you put your weight on them, they like turn sideways and fold so that you don't get any pain, which I like. If it makes you happy, that's great. That's literally how my mom reacts now. When I was a teenager, that's not how she feels. But now it's just, that's good for you, honey. Please use sanitary things when you're getting new holes put in your face. I don't know. I think that for me, I like them. And that's what it is. By the way, how are your nails these days, Laura? Dave, I don't even want to show you because I know that you're like a hands person. That's how bad they are. They're fine. They are garden manicured, as Candace put it. I have a garden manicure. I've been digging in the dirt like a shrew, and therefore the dirt has permanently stained parts of my hand. I have scrubbed, I have soaked, I have exfoliated. Some parts are literally, like some of the driest parts of my hand are literally stained. I gotta get going. I'm gonna take the dogs for a walk before it gets crazy hot. Have a good day. You too, Scrappy. Have a good day. Dave, but now also knitting. Oh yes, right, I was reading that. Nice to see you knitting, always relaxing. I'm glad that it's nice to see me knitting, and Frida is totally correct. You guys taught me how to knit on the stream. Frida was explaining how to hold the knitting needles properly for continental knitting, and I was like, I'll never understand continental knitting. You guys look crazy. And now I literally cannot imagine going back to how slow is the other way of knitting? So slow, so many movements involved. And like, I was adamant that I would never be able to figure out this style of knitting. So I really appreciate that you kept pressuring me into it, Frida, because if you hadn't mentioned it 600 times every time I was trying to knit, I never would have tried it. And now I can't go back. And now it's amazing. Frida's amazing. A+, outstanding teacher, absolutely. Also, Alex found out information about food trucks, because we're looking at if we're going to do catering or if we're going to do a food truck for our wedding. It looks like he's priced out a lot of the things for our wedding, which was amazing. Dave, there you go, Laura. You are a great student of Frida's. Top team. That's us. We're the A team, Frida. I like making stuff and you're good at teaching. A+. I cannot knit. I love crochet. Yeah, I cannot knit well. I love to crochet, but I'm learning to knit. My goal is to get better at things, Dave. I apparently mentioned it 600 times. Yeah, it did take 600 times for her to be like, get on Continental. What are you doing? Why are you knitting like a sloth? You need to get on Continental, Laura. And I was like, I would. It looks so difficult. No, Laura, you can do it. Just try. And then I did, and guess what? Here we are. Continental is much better for color work, too. Is it? It's much better for trying to knit as a hobby as opposed to as a punishment, that's for sure. It's faster. And it's less movement, which is great for my little wristies. Well, if you want to learn to knit, learn Continental. Yeah, I would recommend, because if you learn the other way, Continental looks hard. But if you learn Continental, like if I had learned this way, wow. What is Continental knit? Okay, so when I'm knitting now, all of the stuff going on is going on in one hand. This hand is like just a support now. Whereas so Continental knitting is you are doing all of the yarn stuff with one hand. There's a Continental knit. When you're not knitting Continental, the yarn is in the other hand. You have to, okay. Wow, my hands are stupid for the other knitting now. Then you insert your needle, and then you have to wrap all the way around. You see how much movement is involved in my wrist to get the yarn around? One whole wrap, like that. But when I'm doing it Continental, the yarn sits in this hand. Look at me teaching. I know so much about knitting. Okay, the yarn is in, now my brain is dumb. Now the working yarn goes into the other hand. Thank you, working yarn, Sid. And now all the yarn is in one hand. So I can, like, not, do you see how much less motion is involved in the wrapping part of the yarn there? Like, that's the yarn over. The thing where I had to do that big motion with the other hand, that's that motion. This is it. Just like that, as opposed to doing that. So it's like a whole lot less motion involved. So you can move less. You can sit in a movie theater next to someone and knit without disturbing everyone around you. If you have like silicone needles. If you have metal needles, somebody might hear the ticking and be bothered by it. You hold the working yarn in the opposite hand and work the opposite direction from US style. Oh, well, there's a better explanation. Frida, Dave, I have some YouTube tutorials, but I'm a recluse, you know. I would love to teach knitting, spinning, dyeing, or silversmithing, or bookbinding, sewing. I like handicrafts. Me too. Must YouTube it. Indeed, Karen. If you ever decide to try knitting, I would say Continental would be better for if you have like pain associated with finicky work. You could always do it with the camera off, Frida, just position at your hands. Dave, you'd watch that for sure, wouldn't you? I'm just joking. For your privacy. Yes, true. Options are available. Bookbinding is so satisfying. Honestly, watching somebody sew through paper is satisfying. Like the threading part. Dave on a rave. I've seen some tutorials. Sid, yes, I have so many books. I have yet to put a recipe. I should put my recipe for the salad dressing into that book. I put it in my like day-to-day journal. And after writing the recipe out, I was like, oh, this should have gone in my like projects bullet journal, not my day-to-day planner. I should put it in my recipe bullet journal. That makes more sense. I have another bullet journal coming today. I ordered 2 because I did not like having to wait after I filled a bullet journal for another one to arrive. So I ordered my next bullet journal to put into a drawer for when this one's full. Sea Lemon has awesome bookbinding tutorials. Oh, cool. Sea Lemon. That's a cool name. Both of those things sound nice. The sea and lemons. I love lemons. Or I love lemon vibe. Like, I don't necessarily love eating lemons. It's more like I love things that have lemons on them. If things could somehow have a combination of lemons and chickens, that's like my ultimate kitchen. I want a kitchen that looks like a coffee shop where the theme of the coffee shop was lemons and chickens. That's what I want to do. That's the plan. That's what I want to do. That's our plan. For this summer, we're going to make our kitchen into a coffee shop because we don't eat dinner in our kitchen. We don't have a kitchen table in the kitchen that we sit down at. Our kitchen's quite small. So we have a couch in there because when I'm cooking, Alex will sit on the couch and hang out with me. And I like that. And Alex will take his daily midday nap in the kitchen sometimes. But we don't have a table in there. We just have like our counters and stuff. And then the dining room, the formal dining room that this house has been converted into my plant and chicken supplies room. So we don't have that. And then this room, which is the living room, does not have a table to sit at either because it's my desk. So I have to clear off my desk if Alex wants to come sit here. So basically we're just not adulting properly. And I recognize that, like, you should have somewhere to sit and eat your meals that is not a desk, but we eat at what is my desk. We clear it off and it acts as our kitchen table because I use all of the spaces that are meant for something are being used for something else. Sid, okay, I'm getting antsy. Gotta get a few chores done and some baby plants. Have an amazing day. You too, Sid. Have a great day and have a great weekend. Frida, you have a multitude of top skills, that's for sure. Anything with citrus on it and I will love it. Same. I love the look. I love how citrus looks. I also love chickens. Also, in case you're new here and you're like, this is so much fun, I want to be involved in this community, something I'm going to be doing a little bit later in the season, probably in late June, is I'm going to be requesting some things from you guys. I'm going to ask you guys to send me a specific item that you hand make. So if you're a handmade person and you would like to be included in our wedding, we're going to be, I have to design the actual pattern so that you can make it, but we're going to be doing chicken aprons. I was calling them chicken dresses in my head, and now I understand that when you said chicken aprons, you meant aprons for the chickens, not aprons for me, themed with chicken. We're going to give them outfits for our wedding. So that it's hilarious, because our wedding's going to be in our backyard, because we're only going to be having like 20-30 people there, and I'm going to dress the chickens. And if you would like to, I'm going to request that you send me an outfit for a chicken. You can pick which chicken you want dressed, or you can just pick, this is just for a chicken, but I want all of my chickens to have outfits. So later in June, I'm going to come with an actual plan to you so that I can ask you to make a chicken outfit. It could be crocheted, it could be knitted, it can be sewn, it can be sashiko embroider mended, it can be however you see fit. That's my plan for the wedding. Sending you love to you all. Be patient with yourself and others while Mercury is traveling backward. Yes, that retrograde getting on us. Thanks, Sid. Ooh, fun. I know, Sonia, isn't it gonna be? I think it really will. I like the idea because I love having you guys in my life. I love chatting with you. I love talking. I love knowing that you guys know a lot about me, and I love knowing about you guys. And I know that I'm going to be talking about the wedding a lot, and I want you guys to somehow be included in it because, I don't know, the YouTube channel is a huge chunk of my life, you know? It's not all of my life, but it's a huge chunk of it, and you guys do take 3 times a week, you take your time to hang out with me, and I would love to include you somehow, so that would be fun. To have a way to include you that also will be, like, in photographs forever. You know what I mean? Like, forever. I'll have photos of my wedding, and you'll be there. If you made an outfit for my chicken, you'll be at the wedding, which I think is so cool. Because in 50 years, if I'm not doing this anymore and I'm doing something else and I have a kid and they're like, Mom, why is there a chicken wearing an outfit? Well, you see, honey, Sid sewed that outfit. Who's Sid? Well, you see, honey, there was a time before the event, there was a time when the internet allowed you to have What are friends, Mom? Well, before the hellscape, there was a time when you could talk to people. I'm just imagining like the world is like a chaotic aftermath by the time 50 years from now has passed. Maybe with a little Swedish flag. I would love that. totally. Frida, a Swedish folk costume. Man, if you do it something that makes it clear that it's from you, that would make it even better. I would love that. If you make it clear it's from a different country, if you make it clear it's from a different person. Obviously, if you just want to make a red dress, you could do that. But I would love if it somehow made it clear that it was all from different places, made by different people. That would make me really happy. So Frida, if you made it as a Swedish flag, the chicken will wear it. I will not reject any options. I mean, don't put anything crazy or bigoted on them. Just make them nice. And I'm happy with it. I'll put anything on these chickens. Check. I'll start planning. Ah, Frida, I love that. Deaf special like you. Anywho, I mentioned tumbleweed above, but never tumbleweed in this chat, Laura. I mentioned tumbleweed above, but never tumbleweed in this chat. You mean never, nothing going on? There's always something fun to chat about here. It's such a good vibe. You should definitely subscribe, people. This is where it's at. This is the place to be. Man, if someone makes a lederhosen, however it's spelled, it would be hilarious. Of course, nice. It's a wedding. Well, no, I just mean like if I said like anything you want, like don't make something like super, like don't try and, nobody here will do that, Laura. You don't even have to mention it. Don't put a swastika on anything is what I'm trying to say without you literally using those words. Yes, tumbleweed, when no one says anything, never exists in Laura's chat. That's not true. Sometimes it does, and then I have to awkwardly just say words for a few minutes. Gives us time to make and post from London. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Just thinking about that. Oh my gosh. You should make a Meghan Markle dress if you're from London. She's not from London. You should make a Princess Diana-inspired dress. For Diane. Karen, can I make you Diane's outfit provider? She is a large chicken. She is a black Australorp. Oh my god. Can she be Princess Diana? Can you make a Princess Diana themed something? I would love Diane or Diane's baby Diana too, please. That would be amazing. That would be so funny. Oh my god, Diane as Diana. No, Diane is going to now. I have to make her a brooch that looks like that blue ring. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Can it be? Okay, I'm so excited. Karen. Diana rather than Meghan, please. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're both great. Although Meghan Markle is now back in the States, so I guess she's not American. She's not British or whatever. European mail takes a long time to get there. Mail right now. The world is on fire. Would you move away for privacy, then invite Oprah around? Because money and fame. Hello. Hello. Have you ever been Meghan Markle before? I don't know. I think that if people were rude to me for a long time in a family that was supposed to be now my family, I'd probably be like, Oprah, I was depressed and no one cared. Please come over and talk about it. I don't know. I mean, I related to a lot of what Meghan Markle said in her interviews just because she was like, I didn't understand how important it was. Like when I was meeting the Queen, I was like, Harry was like, do you know how to curtsy? And I was like, but it's your grandmother. And then Harry replied, it's the Queen. And that's how I understand it that way too. Like if you were meeting someone out of the public eye, you wouldn't assume that you still have to behave as though you're in the public eye. Like curtsying to someone's grandmother when you're meeting them at their home, it feels super weird for people who aren't part of that system. Like going somewhere and having someone be like, don't look directly in her, like that's what do you mean? Like don't walk in front of her. I won't remember that, to not walk in front of her. She's just an old lady when she's with me. When she's with you, she's just an old lady. When she's in the world, she's the queen. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like I understand how that could have been. I think that the interview kind of made it seem very much like she was naive in a way that I don't believe that she was. Like when she was like, well, I never did any research on my husband. I just got to know him. And I'm like, okay, sure. I tried to find Alex on social media after meeting him. I don't believe that she dated the prince and then married him without Googling him a few times. Digging her grave in that interview when they interviewed Diana and also Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't really care because they're just normal people who are like, it's pomp and circumstance. You know what I mean? Like it's not all real. They're just people. Like when people, like the olden days when monarchs were like chosen by God or whatever. It's like, yeah, I mean, the queen wasn't. If that was true, like her uncle abdicated, right? And then she became the queen. Like she's not born, chosen by God to be queen, but that's like the belief system or whatever. She's just a person. So it's, I don't know, to me it seems like strange that it matters so much to so many people the way that Meghan behaved. Like, obviously I have my opinions on it, but they're not real opinions. They literally are not. They don't matter. My opinions aren't real because they aren't based in reality. They're based in what the internet has said about her. You know what I mean? Or what the internet says about the other family members. I don't know. I just think that people are people, and when you give people too much power, it never goes well for anyone who's near those people. The queen has too much power. I'm not saying that you should not have a monarchy, because I literally don't care. I'm just saying, like, she is somebody's grandma. She should be allowed to just be someone's grandma sometimes. She doesn't always have to stand up with good posture, you know? Totally agree, Karen. I couldn't survive in that atmosphere at all, especially when a baby's involved. Man, and when racism is involved, when you start throwing racism and stuff, like, get her out of there. Like, no. She doesn't need to deal with that. I don't know. I just don't think that... Also, because nobody else could understand, because she was literally the only one dealing with that racism. And the people in the palace would have been like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Of course you don't! First of all... Yes, never mind. Okay. The royalty is not that stiff. Your oldest sister's met the king because he's involved in the scouts. Oh, cute. Alex and I met a knight before. Alex used to be working for a knight, like a sir, whatever. And we had a Christmas party that was on his golf course. He owns like a big portion of Ottawa, and we were at a Christmas party for Alex's tech company at this golf course. Fancy ass party. And we met the sir whatever, the knight, and we were like, we just met a knight. Other people might not have met knights, but I did. Did Piers Morgan storming off Good Morning Britain make news across the pond? Yeah, but it was more just like, look at that idiot. Like, literally no one in the news media here takes him seriously. They take him the same seriousness that they do Tucker Carlson. Piers Morgan and Tucker Carlson, at least from Canada's media point of view, they're kind of like, they're not real people. They are both caricatures of something. Piers Morgan seems more like he believes what he's saying. Tucker Carlson seems like he sold his soul and just doesn't care about the words he's saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you see it, it's just kind of like, both of those people are, like, not real people anymore. They're no longer, like, people don't say things to them assuming that it's a human being receiving it. It's just, they are a caricature. At least from what I've seen. Piers Morgan speaks his mind. Yes, Carlson. Tucker less. Yes, Tucker less said the better. Oh, yes, Tucker. Less said, the better. Piers Morgan speaks his mind. Piers Morgan thinks his opinions matter, you know? When people start saying their opinion and they get so mad and you're like, you're on the news. Please stop. I don't like Piers Morgan. Me neither. On average, I would say for the most part, apologies to anyone who doesn't feel this way, but on average, white men who are older than 50, I don't like. On average. Obviously, sometimes that exists. There's a few white men who are over 50 that I like. I like my dad, you know? I like some other older 50 years or older white men. But for the most part, I would say, like, if all 50 years plus old men, white men, I would say, like, more than 50% of them I do not like. I'm reporting, not necessarily expressing my opinion. Of course. Thank you for clarifying also, but also, yeah, totally. Damn, I'm not bringing my hubby over. See, he might be fine. He could be okay. But, like, tell me that I'm wrong. Convince me I'm wrong, that if you brought out all of the 50-plus-year-old white men in the whole world, at least 50% of them would be not cool. I would not want to get to know 50% of them at least. George Clooney? Maybe. Don't know him. See, attractiveness is not what I'm talking about. I don't think I could carry on a conversation and respect them. My husband is Malaysian. Ooh. I don't know what that means. Where's Malaysia? Wow, that made me sound like Trisha Paytas. That's not what none of those things were true. Ooh, that sounded like I was fetishizing the fact that he is exotic and from far away. I wasn't trying to do that. That was just my first natural reaction. Apologies. Second of all, I know where Malaysia is. And third of all, I know what Malaysia is. So I don't know why I said any of those things. So Sorry, awkward, embarrassing. Quite a lot of 50-plus white men, granted a lot dead now, are the reason we speak English in a free society. I mean, I suppose that could be a one way to put it, Dave, that 50-plus-year-old white men are the reason we speak English in a free society. It's also the reason that many people are not in a free society, and that many people are in a society that claims to be free, but not for them. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to say. Trisha Paytas, lol, I'm on the floor. Just, saying things where you're like, oh god. That's, okay, good. I'm glad you knew who she is. One wars for us. Yes, again, I understand that side of it. I understand the world is the way it is now because of the way it was before, but the way it was before was really bad. Like, it was really bad for most people. And it still is really bad for most people. It doesn't seem to be too bad for 50-plus-year-old white men. That being said, I'm not saying all of them are bad. I'm not. And I'm not saying all of them are, like, bad. That's not at all. I'm just saying, like, on average, colonization was not a good deal for a lot of people. Yes, for straight white men, colonization was great. For most people, colonization was not great. Like, for generally most people, colonization, not a good idea. For straight white men, great idea, apparently. And yes, I recognize I am in a country that did not belong to the people who I am sired from. The people who are related to me from long ago definitely were not good people, like, to have come here and killed lots of people. I mean, I don't know that my family specifically did that, but I recognize that I am white and English speaking in Canada, so I know that I have a lot of, there was a lot of benefit to me because of that. But I also can recognize that, like, most of the damage done to the entire earth was, like, white people a long time ago. So, I don't know. I don't think that I'm not taking that on myself specifically, saying I did those things, but I recognize that because of those things, I am in a position where I have more better, and I did nothing to earn it, Not sort stat. Oh, sorry. It's over 22 degrees. I need to get a ceiling fan and start the AC. Oh. Ooh, near Indonesia. Yes. Good day, everyone. Hey, Alex. Laura, me too. Men are a case-by-case basis. I'm sorry, but I've been subjected to too much. Yeah, I feel like men are a case-by-case basis with the underlying assumption that is mildly negative. Like, sure, I love my dad. I love my brother. I love my uncle. I love my grandpa. I love the people. I appreciate you speaking out about that not a lot of people acknowledge that privilege. I think that's part of the problem with people who think that everything is great, is that they don't understand that it's great for them. Everything's great. I live on a farm in Ontario and everything's great. But, like, that's so small. It's so small where it's great. My dad was Canadian, born in Winnipeg. I'm sorry for your dad. Winnipeg is... Don't get me wrong. Canada's great. I love Canada, but I don't think I would live in Winnipeg. It's cold there. At least in the winter. It's cold everywhere in Canada in the winter, but Winnipeg is one of those places where people are like, oh no, you're from Winnipeg? That's cold. I'm sorry for your Winnipeg. More like lose a peg. Because it's so cold, it'll freeze and fall off. Anyway. Sorry for hating on men. I'm not a man hater. I just am a woman, therefore men have been much of the problem in my life for most of it. Like, if we could just have all of the people who aren't identifying specifically only as men put up their hand if they've been assaulted or mildly groped or catcalled, you know what I mean? Every one of us, every girl, everybody who was a girl, everybody who was smaller than an adult man has been in some way affected by one. I think. That's my opinion. If you've had only good experiences with straight white men your whole life, wow, bless you. Because apparently God blessed you. Just saying. Say what you feel. Heck yeah. Don't get me wrong, though. I do, like, I love the people I love, but I think that I should be allowed to say that straight white men need to earn my love. I'm not going to give it freely. Thank you very much. Yes, well, very good. Not very good. Terrible. I'm sorry, Dave. I haven't said anything hateful. I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm just being, like, I'm speaking what my brain put out right now, and that could change in the future, so don't hold me to anything I say. I mean, obviously, I think my opinions on the fact that racism is real is not going to change because racism is real, but I also recognize that I have only the information that I have. I'll also be bullied by females at work because I'm the only man around. Well, yeah, girls aren't nice. I just, on average, more violence is perpetrated by men. I just think that that is true. And I'm not trying to be binary with my description of man and woman. Obviously, that stuff is all gray. I'm just saying, on paper, it's like how I'm afraid of teenagers. I don't think that you're wrong to love teenagers. I'm just afraid of them. I think teenagers can be the worst people that there are. And I'm not saying that if you're a teenager watching my live stream that you're awful. I'm just saying that if I'm walking on a street at night and there's a group of adult women and there's a group of teenage boys, I'm walking on the side with the group of adult women. Teenage boys are a scary group of people. Teenage girls can be scary too, but I've had enough experiences in my life that I do not need it. Thank you. We all seem good people in here in Laura's chat. I mean, I should hope so. Teenagers are scary. Thank you. There's literally a song. Teenagers scare the living out of me. Anyway. Yeah, teenagers, I think, are getting progressively worse in terms of basic communication skills. Yeah, and also, you put more than one of them together, and there is danger now. Like, one teenage boy, I can destroy him with my embarrassment. Like, I can shrink a teenage boy so that I'm not in any danger, but 5 teenage boys, now there's like 5 times the stupid put together. And even if they're all good boys individually, you put 5 teenage boys together, now you're in danger. And obviously that's not true 100% of the time. Don't come for me, I'm just saying. Teach your teenage boys to be compassionate humans, because teenage boys can be very scary. Teenagers are angry and some are violent. Yes. Well, teenagers are feeling, and sometimes that turns to violence. If you don't understand your feelings, I'll be scared with my kids pretty soon. V, I think that your kids are going to be just fine. You seem like a great mom, and you seem to have things pretty organized. You have a garden. I don't know that many moms who need to be scared of their kids who have a garden. I think if you're gardening, your kids are going to come out well-rounded. I mean, that's not a scientific observation, but I think oh wait, my mom gardened and I am not well-rounded. I have, like, mental illness. Thanks, Mom. Just kidding. LOL. My teenage boy is sweet. Good. Keep it that way. My teenage son is sweet and caring. Good. Keep it that way. Talk to him about his feelings. Talk to him about his body. Talk to him about his, I don't know, things. Talk to him about things. Talk to him about animals. Talk to him about baby animals. Make him hold a kitten. Make him understand how to hold a baby. Why are adult men uncomfortable holding things? Anyway, I don't know. Don't worry about me. We have all sorts of talks. Good. Preach, Laura. Please tell your sons to be a sweet man. Yes. Do you see how happy I am in my relationship? It's because my husband's mom taught him to be a sweet man. Also because he's autistic and shy and gentle. In general, he's a gentle human being. But, like, he was brought up that way. And I benefit off of that. I better be off, but lovely to see you all. Laura, I'm sending you a hug, and all of you a hug. I'll send you a hug back. We have all sorts of talks, as you should. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for teaching your kid to not be an awful human being. Because that's important. Boys will be boys, and if they are, they're awful. So you need to make sure boys are girls. Not girls, but you know what I mean. You need to teach your boys the same that you teach your girls. It's not a separate upbringing, or else you have boys that don't know how to clean a toilet. Why do I know how, and Alex had to be taught by me? Because he was never taught as a kid, because boys will be boys. He's outside running and playing. Well, pretty sure that Alex's sister probably has a very good idea of how to clean a bathroom properly. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like that sort of thing. Obviously, Alex is a competent man, and he could figure it out, but it's not the same. He didn't have the knowledge properly, you know? We talk about mutual consent. Ooh, consent talks? Enthusiastic consent? So sexy. Enthusiastic consent is way better than unsure. Awkward sexual encounters never feel good for everybody. Enthusiastic consensual sexual encounters are enthusiastic. Great. Anyway, Dave, have a great rest of your day. And also, don't forget to ask for consent. And check in regularly. Not you specifically, Dave, just in general. If you say like, hey, how's this going for you? It might be awkward the first time you say it, but the person might go, good, it's good. Or they might go, now you stop. If they go, stop what you're doing. Just stop right where you are. And guess what? It doesn't matter that you made a situation uncomfortable. It's like when people say like, I don't like to use condoms because it ruins the mood. And I'm like, if it ruins the mood, you probably shouldn't have been having sex with that person. If stopping for 30 seconds to put a condom on makes you no longer want to have sex with that person, maybe you shouldn't be having sex with that person. I'm just saying. If pausing for 30 seconds makes you reconsider your decision, you should consider that a good thing, because you've now had the opportunity to reconsider your decision. Just saying. Safe sex is great sex. Better use a latex. Oh my god, it's latex. No, wait. It's a Lil Wayne song, in case you didn't know. Safe sex is great sex. Better use a latex. And then he says like, oh no, I got that latex. Something, something, something. Anyway, I also talk freely about safety for all parties involved. Wow. You're a mom who's a good mom. Well done. I'm very happy. Although, honestly, the fact that that makes me happy and that that's not the bare minimum for parenting, kind of upsetting. I mean, I'm happy that you are teaching your kid that, but don't you think that should just be like general knowledge that every parent teaches their kid? Sorry, I'm very proud about this. You're our mother hen. This has been a PSA from Last Minute Laura. Do you know where your children are? V. Louisa, my sis wanted my brother to teach my nephew to be clean when peeing. My brother-in-law was offended. To be clean while peeing. Why do you have to aim for the middle of the toilet bowl? It splashes everywhere when you aim for the middle of the water. You have an aiming device. Aim for the metal, the what is it? The metal, what's the toilet bowl made of? Porcelain. Aim for the porcelain. Why are you aiming for the water? Anyway, also don't know his preference, and that's okay. Sit. What? Sit. Well, when you're a girl, you sit, but here, when you're a boy, generally you stand. I don't know if that's for everyone everywhere, but generally it's a stand and aim type of job for boys. But imagine if they all just sit. Then we wouldn't have, when it's time to clean the toilet, there wouldn't be pee everywhere. Anyway, some boys sit. Yeah. Some boys do. We could just normalize it. We could just make a deal right now that all of us, if we have kids, we make them sit, and then everyone sits to pee. But they have that whole handle thing. They've got that whole thing on the outside that I don't have. I don't have aim like that. It's not for me. Anyway, now that this has gone into sex talk and consent and all the great things, I have to go. Because it's 10:41 and I stayed for an hour longer than I meant to. So I'm gonna go because I really have to pee, and also I need to feed my chickens. So I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I had a really good time. I hope you had a really good time. I think most men stand, but for the love of cleaning the bathroom, sit. Yeah, if you're not the one cleaning the bathroom, consider, have you considered where your urine ends up? Anyway, I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. That's all. Bye, beautiful. Keep connected. Have a great weekend, though. I will see you later. And for those of you who are part of the Patreon, check your Patreon later. You're going to have a recipe that you can use this weekend if you want. Vlog tomorrow? No, I did not finish. I filmed the vlog yesterday. So if I could, Sunday. If I can't, Tuesday. So it'll be either Sunday or Tuesday. But I'll let you know on Discord, and I'll let you know on Patreon. So I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you to all of my lovely patrons. You guys are so sweet. Look at, I made a new background for my patrons. Do you see the garden? It's actually accurate to what I have planted in there. Do you see all of the little squares in that garden above? I haven't finished the other two. That's why they're just brown circles, but that above garden is actually accurate to what's planted. So all those spaces are different plants. Anyway, thank you so much to you guys who are supporting me on Patreon. Dave on a Rave, my #1 patron. Thank you so much. To the rest of you, I love you. I love all of you. See you on Monday. Okay, bye.